people. It's your boy Ghost Rider, man. Big Ghost Rider, your favorite host. I would like to welcome you guys to Riding with Ghost Rider, man. Oh, yeah, y'all down tapped in with Ghost Rider, man. Look, on this channel, man, basically what I do is I try to give political strategy and analysis off of current news stories. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. We do things a little bit different over here at Legal Wars Live. We try to go by, you know what I'm saying, like the strategy, and we think about the voters and how politicians really win elections. You know, the glitz, the glass, the unnecessary stories, the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really concerned with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm more concerned with a James Carville or Karl Rove style type. Imagine if Karl Rove had, man. You know what I'm saying? Steve Bannon does, you know what I'm saying? Like a political strategist. So that's more of what I'm into. I just wanted to say that for all the newcomers, people coming in, stopping in, checking in, tapping in, and all that good stuff on the content. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, today episode like number 16, man. You guys riding with Ghost Rider. I'm going to take a few minutes. I'm going to allow some people to start jumping in the stream, and I'm going to get into my thoughts and the content and the news story. Guys, is it the end of the Retribution Tour that President Trump is on? That's what we're going to be discussing right now this morning. So for all of you guys that are watching this after it was pre-recorded, y'all could just take a few seconds and allow me to take a few seconds, and then I'll get started in just a few minutes or seconds. All right, guys. So I'm gonna just taking a few minutes to allow some people to jump in the live stream. As soon as they do, I'll jump into the content, man. But just sharing some of my thoughts, man. I believe that President Trump is in danger of falling into an American political matrix. You say, Ghost, you got to explain that. I think what the reasons why President Biden lost the election is what President Trump is doing right now. Everything President Biden did to lose the election, in my opinion, President Trump is doing the exact same things. It's like he's almost focused, he's almost repeating verbatim what President Biden did and the Democrats. In my opinion, on the national stage in 2023, 2024, the Democrats were focused on getting rid of President Trump, locking President Trump up. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that was the entire focus of the Democratic Party. So what I think President Trump having the opportunity to fall into that same category of misgivings, I wouldn't say necessarily misgivings. I would say more or less like the same category of wanting to get back at the Democrats. Look, I've never been a politician. I can only imagine the psyche of a politician. But what I will say is this is a 10,000%, man. Like, if you lose focus on what the issues is about, or if you're not even in touch enough with the voters to understand what the issues are about, I'm saying like that's a perfect way to lose elections continuously. And I think that's what President Trump, he just fell into the same matrix that President Biden fell in, you know? He focused on the Democrats and, you know, trying to explain affordability and all this other stuff instead of actually focusing on getting this problem taken care of. Because people aren't going to primarily vote in an election off of what you're doing in Ukraine, off of what you're doing in Israel, off of pretty much like this affordability and the economy is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to talk about this morning, guys. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and start with the content, man. I just got a question, man, for you guys. Is this the end of the Retribution Tour? You say, what's the Retribution Tour? Guys, we're going to talk about it. As you guys come into the stream, all the people who watch the content after it was pre-recorded, I ask that you would double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Guys, it's the same old talking points, isn't it? Same old talking points. Does it feel like it's breaking through at all? Just a little bit? I mean, as a political strategist, I attempt to get politicians to correct political behavior before it costs them with the voters. Can that make sense to you? Before it costs them power. That's what I do with Legal Wars Live. I'm delivering political strategy, not just to a politician, directly to the people. So looking at President Trump's strategy against Attorney General Letitia James, I'm thinking the DOJ is at a point where they have no other choice but to hang up the cleats. After President Trump infamously said that he wanted to prosecute James Comey and AG James and had all the leg up media talking about it, the Attorney General set to bring the case in the Justice Department, okay? And that's what they went to the local district attorney. And by golly, that local district attorney, when looking at that case, and I guess the pressure was applied on them to bring that case, they resigned. They said they can't do it. And when I saw that resignation of that attorney, that told me everything that I needed to know, everything that I needed to see. It signals the same to the courts as well. It's telling me there is no case there at all. I'm saying, guys, when I seen that, I knew exactly what was going on. I knew, look, you got to understand the psyche of the courts, or the way the courts move, or the way the courts operate. And I'm understanding the way the courts moving and the way the courts operate whenever I'm seeing President Trump coming on national TV, basically. All of the legacy media outlets took a hold of it and was telling the story. So before the case even got to court, the courts are already aware that President Trump is trying to, I mean, to me, that's your first knock. Because you know the defense is going to use that. Oh, he's publicly saying that he wants to, it's retribution. This isn't about the law. And then what got it for me, not that I picked a side, just to where I'm looking at the playing field and saying, hey, the Democrats are finna get the upper hand of this. or Comey or A.G. James in court gonna get the upper hand. What got me is when you see President Trump, think about this. When President Trump got elected, all the district attorneys weren't quitting. They weren't leaving. You know what I'm saying? It's been plenty of Republicans that work for Democrats and Democrats that work for Republicans. I don't think that's the problem. These people want their job. They need the money. But what happened is when President Trump was putting the pressure on them to bring that case against A.G. James, when I seen that attorney quit, I knew it was a problem. This attorney just walking out from their job. They're just leaving their job, leaving their post like, nah, I can't do this. I'm gone. That's the same thing with them Venezuela strikes. When I seen the Southern commander, when I seen him resigning, you know something wrong. Why is this man resigning? What's he leaving for? What's going on? I did a live stream, if you guys remember, saying A.G. Bondi, at this point, this was an impossible position that I felt like President Trump put her in by going out there publicly and saying, hey, y'all, we need, I guess it's transparency. I guess he's being honest. He's not like trying to do it behind the scenes or doing it in no kind of shady way. But I'm saying if he really looking for a prosecution, maybe President Trump was just doing this to satisfy his base. Y'all think that? Anybody ever thought that? Maybe President Trump wasn't making a blunder. Maybe he intentionally, knowing that the courts was not favor him going out there and publicly saying he's trying to get his enemies, maybe he did that to satisfy his base. And at the same time, by doing it the way he doing it, you know what I'm saying, he would help Letitia James and James Comey. Who believes that story? Because I'm saying, like, it seems like something was going on with A.G. Bondi, accomplished attorney. Although she wasn't elected, she was appointed, and that means everything. That means her position is political as much as it is legal or about the law. She's a politician as much as an attorney. See, I feel differently about the local DOJ prosecutor that wants to bring the case. Their position is less high profile and it's more performance based. See, President Trump then told his Republican base that hates the left that he will go after the Democrats. On top of that, President Trump's own personal beef and retribution and disdain he has for these people himself. However, as I said on previous live streams, I think President Trump should have taken a different path to get retribution than the courts. I could do a whole live stream about it, but I don't think it would be good for America for any political strategist to try to use political and legal knowledge and talents to attempt to get President Trump to get retribution. That's not going to help America. That being said, after Lindsey Halligan, President Trump's personal attorney, who took over for that attorney that we were talking about, that, you know what I'm saying, that district attorney who was there, who quit when President Trump was laying pressure to put those charges on Letitia James, and James Comey. Lindsey Halligan, President Trump's personal attorney who brought the case, the judge in the court dismissed the case against A.G. James. The DOJ, after that, guys, has tried 2 more times, and they can't even get a grand jury to indict A.G. James, and that has to be embarrassing for the Department of Justice. As a person of faith, seeing something like that, you know what that's telling me? And it should be screaming it to President Trump, that the courts and the American people don't have an appetite for retribution. And the way to this type of revenge is the wrong path. And President Trump should have been advised to take a different path and different solutions to attempt to even up the score against his opponents. This isn't the way to do it. Guys, we're about to get to the news story right now, and you guys should jump down in the chat and let me know what you think. Do you think President Trump should give up on his attempts at retribution, man? Or do you guys think he should keep going? Should he keep trying? Or should he give up on it? I said, like I'm telling y'all, I believe it's the American political matrix. That's what I'm coining it this morning. That's what I think President Trump is caught in right now. I think that's what Joe Biden was caught in right now, where it's like they have an intense focus or disdain or hatred for the other party. I mean, with President Biden and them, they were being more tactful, the word I would use, but their whole everything was lock President Trump in jail. Their whole message, their whole campaign, they forgot about the people. They forgot about the working class. Meanwhile, President Trump was at McDonald's on the dumpster running around to hurricane-ravaged areas saying he was going to give y'all money. He was going to lower the cost on day one. Well, what's happening with President Trump right now? He done got caught up in the matrix. He going after the Democrats politically, going after them, trying to take their money, their institutions. The American voters are watching this whole scene. Y'all think they like it? Look at the special elections. What you think the special elections about? You think it's just about affordability? Because I could tell you affordability is the cost of living, access to the American dream, whatever you wanted to call it. That's the vast reason why the people are voting the way they're voting. But my point is besides affordability, you think the American people are cool with seeing President Trump going after James Comey? How many people in this chat that are not politically charged? We're not talking about MAGA people. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Senator Cotton or somebody who politically charged or a MAGA pundit on Fox News. We're talking about a typical, regular, average American Joe Blow voter. Not a Republican, not a Democrat. Those type of voters Jasmine Crockett was talking about that vote for Mandami and President Trump, that voted for President Obama. And those are the voters that matter, because those are the voters who decide elections. Now, those voters right there, the ones who decide elections, that's what I'm talking about. Ghostwriter like to stay focused and get to the point. Those voters right there, my question to you, do you think that they want to see President Trump indict James Comey? I'm saying even if the prices was good, I guess if the prices was good and he did what he said he was going to do on the economy, I guess they would just be like, well, we don't care. The price is good. Let him do what he wants to. He could stay on the world tour, excuse me. But I'm saying with you lowering prices on day one and the prices ain't lowered on day one, and I'm saying when the prices ain't lowered on day one, everything else you're doing, it matters that much more. You going after James Comey, that matters now. You going after Letitia James, all of that matters. You don't believe me? Because I'll show you. The first time he indicted James Comey and Letitia James, he didn't have no problems with getting grand jury indictments. You know who the grand jury is, right? It's regular citizens that the government's bringing the case to, and almost every time they gonna indict as the government says. But he has tried 2 times in a row, and he can't get indictments. Listen, bro, I don't care. I don't know if it's with the across the board. It's like President Trump has to be careful not to lose touch with the American voter. That's what we call out of touch in politics. Because it's like on the legal situations too, it's like, don't get out of touch, President Trump, with the people, man. Let's get into the news story. NBC News, this was published December the 12th, okay? A federal grand jury in Alexandria, Virginia refused to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James on Thursday, one federal law enforcement source and another person familiar with the matter told NBC News. That was the Justice Department's third attempt to indict James following months-long pressure campaign from President Donald Trump. Third attempt to indict somebody on one charge. I promise you, not over 90-some% of the time, the Department of Justice, the feds, they 90-some%. Not only they gonna get a grand jury to indict you, they gonna get a conviction on you over 90% of the time. So President Trump, when I'm asking, is this the end of the Retribution Tour? You got to look at the timeline. From the time whatever happened with Letitia James that have you having the problems, the beef that you have against her. What I'm saying, since you become president, since you announced that, since that district attorney in that district quitting, and you inserting your own personal attorney general, and you trying to bring the case, and the case get dismissed, and you go back in 2 more times to try to get indictments, and you can't even get a grand jury to indict her now. You have to be able to see this picture. If President Trump can't see this picture, all of his advisors need to be fired. Because somebody has to be able to communicate this to President Trump. Regardless of how much revenge that you have on your mind, your heart, regardless of how wrong they done you, any of that, I'm saying, where are you going to go? How are you going to win? The court's saying no. The citizens of America saying no. The people are saying no. It's time for a turn for President Trump. I'm telling you. President Trump, President Biden can disappear in the abyss. Gone. President Biden didn't have a political movement like MAGA like you did. Because you started MAGA, President Trump, you have to finish or continue MAGA. Or you have to leave MAGA in good hands or MAGA set up. Because if not, President Trump, we all gonna watch MAGA crumble and fall. Because there's people who want to destroy MAGA. So you can't leave it unattended. You either have to grow it or leave it in good hands. That legacy means everything for you right now, President Trump. And I'm saying you are in danger, of my opinion. Guys, listen to this. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to get right back to the news story. That's what ghosts do. I'm going to make you think. I'm not trying to entertain you. I'm trying to get you thinking. Here's my question to get y'all thinking this morning, okay? What if President Trump and them lose the midterms badly? They say they hold on to the Senate barely, but they lose the House. And now the Democrats in control of the House. So look forward for me, December 2026. Look forward for me from this point. From this point right now, President Trump can never run for president again. You feel that? From this point right now, the Democrats are in control. They're close in the Senate. That means 2025, they dominated the special elections and they win in the midterms in 2026. I'm saying, why would any Republican moving forward with President Trump will never be president again? When they just got they cream clocked in the midterms, why would in 2028 or 2029 any Republican be interested in MAGA or what president? In order for his legacy to continue, they have to win. And the way they win, remember President Trump win big league. In order for them to win, where else you winning at? You got to win in elections. If not, MAGA is going to be boiled down to, like I said the other day, a bunch of fans of President Trump. That's what MAGA will be boiled down to. The political side of it, the political movement of MAGA will dissipate. They got to win, man. And I'm telling you, these midterm elections for President Trump, for MAGA, all of that, we seeing splintering in MAGA right now. I'm saying, can he pull them together? Can he unite them? Possibly, who knows? But all I'm trying to tell you guys is that, I mean, he is hanging in the balance for him right now. A federal judge last month dismissed mortgage-related charges the Justice Department brought against James, as well as separate unrelated charges against the former FBI Director James Comey, after ruling that the prosecutor in both cases was unlawfully appointed. The president appointed the prosecutor, former Trump lawyer Lindsey Halligan, as interim U.S. attorney for the District of Virginia. The DOJ also tried and failed last week to secure a new indictment against James in Norfolk, Virginia. So this is after he's on Twitter or wherever saying this publicly. And Legacy Media grabs hold of it. And so the FBI come in, swoop down, and woo woo. Now they got Letitia James and James Comey, and we waiting for him like, you know, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I was suspect on them cases. Not only was I suspect on the cases, if you guys don't recall, I said, man, to me, the Department of Justice is putting themselves in a position for Letitia James to mount up a lawsuit against them. Especially now, like, okay, guys, look, so say if she says she needed therapy, or counseling from behind all these lawsuits and this, like, making her seem like a bad person by, you know what I'm saying, trying to bring failed criminal charges against her. Or maybe she won't go that angle, or she won't say that she had to go to therapy. Maybe she could say all of these charges that's being brought in the Department of Justice aiming at me, maybe it's stopping me from effectively doing my job as Attorney General of New York. Who knows? There's a million ways and a million strategies that she could protect herself by going on the offensive behind this. That's what Ghost said back then. Before any failed attempts, the Justice Department did not immediately respond to requests for comment. James' attorneys also did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Before the first case against her was dismissed, James pled not guilty to charges related to mortgage on a Norfolk home by declaring the home her second residence. The Trump administration alleged she saved roughly $50 a month on her mortgage payment. Guys, I want y'all to rock with me for just a second. This ain't no entertainment. I'm making you think. So, y'all remember when I told you, so President Trump, he goes out there and he says he want to get back at A.G. James for her bringing charges against a civil case against him in New York. He's saying this publicly. He leaning on the Attorney General Bondi. Now, before Lindsey Halligan gets inserted into the case, you have a prosecutor in Virginia, a local prosecutor, federal prosecutor, okay, in Virginia, who would bring this case against Letitia James. That prosecutor resigns and leaves. And we see why. I want to give this to you guys. As a litigator myself, just a paralegal, not an attorney, but who won in the U.S. Court of Appeals, who understands the workings of the courts in America. So President Trump is trying to bring a case against the sitting Attorney General of the state of New York. That's number one. There's a million connotations I could put on that. But just to say number one, you were trying to bring a case against the sitting Attorney General of the state of New York. Let me ask you a question too. Was the Attorney General of the state of New York, are they elected or are they appointed? Are they elected or they're appointed? So you're saying you're trying to bring a case against the sitting Attorney General of the state of New York that was elected by the people. Okay? That's number one. Number two, what you bringing the case over? Oh, I know what it is. The A.G. James, she been embezzling money from the state of New York. Uh-huh. We knew it, that DEI stuff. Uh-huh, that DEI, A.G. James, we caught it. Black people, A.G. James, she done stole $1 million from the state of New York. That's what he indicting her over. That's what the DOJ is seeking charges against the sitting attorney general of the state of New York that was elected by the people. It's got to be something bad. If you expecting the courts to go along with you, I'm trying to say who President Trump got. That's why that district attorney. Because look, you gotta understand this DA. Even when this DA, listen, I'm not an attorney, but them courts, they know Gregory. They know my record. They know Ghostwriter. That's what we do. We check cases that they file, documents that they file, arguments that they file. So you could get a job tomorrow working for the Justice Department. Or you could get a job tomorrow. Good morning, Miss Lori Walsh. I miss you, baby. Thank you, sweetheart. Everyone like Miss Lori Walsh's donation. Look, you could get a job working tomorrow for anybody. That don't matter. But them cases you filed, that's on your name. That's on your record. That's gonna go with you. You see what I'm saying? You filing these cases in court, so these people, the courts, the judge, they see these cases, so that way that district attorney who was they was like, nah, we ain't going in that court like that. They already know what the judge, the court, everybody, how they gonna say, respond, and everything. They already know. But hey, Lindsay Halligan, she said she got it. No, you don't, baby. You finna come get embarrassed, but don't tell her nothing though. I'm saying, wait Stephen Miller at Miss Lori. And Stephen Miller, big time White House attorney, you gotta know y'all finna get embarrassed with this case, man. You gotta know it. That's what I'm saying. President Trump must have been trying to do this on purpose. You gotta know what's finna happen. But hey, you gonna run the risk, and so like, what we indicting Miss James over? Let's see what we indicting her over. She mortgage fraud. She saved $50 a month on her mortgage payment. $50 a month. You gonna indict a sitting attorney general in the United States the state of New York, a big state, important state, who was elected by the people because you accusing her of $50 a month in mortgage fraud. $50 a month. Man, when that district attorney seen that case, it ain't no way I'm finna put my name on something ridiculous and stupid like this. What you think? You going to the courts. You can't write, this ain't no executive order. You going to the courts. The courts got power and authority. They check you all the time. The courts check you all the time. You know they finna check you coming in there goofy like this. This some goofy stuff. You trying to elect a dude, and look, and the kicker is, Miss Lori, this is after she done brought charges against him. Look, the Justice Department did not, hold up, Miss Lori, I'm gonna pin her comments. Look, she say, the Justice Department did not immediately respond to requests. Of course she didn't. James has been a political target for Trump since she investigated the Trump Organization for Fraud. So you trying to tell me, President Trump, the courts must not know that she investigated you for fraud, and saying that the other leaders of the company reaped hundreds of millions of dollars. So President Trump, number one, you wasn't president when she went after you. You was just a regular citizen. Number two, she's saying y'all got hundreds of millions of dollars with your fraud. You saying she got $50 a month. You got to think about that. President Trump, you saying she got $50 a month, and you doing this while she is the sitting attorney general elected by the people. She went after you. You weren't president. And said you got hundreds of millions. That's a huge difference. And she said you did it by routinely overvaluing properties and obtaining bank loans and insurance policies at lower rates. He was found liable in the fraud for the silver suit. A divided state appeals court upheld the fraud ruling, but found the $464 million, $464 million, y'all. But they said it was excessive. Imagine, guys, the motivation for you to go after one of your political opponents. Yeah, you know this is a very good reason. But I'm saying if you got control, imagine, Miss Lori, if you had an opponent, and say your opponent, you and your opponent didn't get along or whatever, what have you, but you ended up becoming president. Now you could go into everything they've ever done in their entire life. You could look at every record that the federal government has on them. You now president. So you got Kash Patel and A.G. Bondi on the job. Y'all know Letitia James, she's a bad person. She has to be, Miss Lori. She has to be a terrible person. So, Miss Lori, when they come back, all they could come back with is that she cheated $50 on her mortgage insurance payments, $50 a month. That's $600 a year. If you go times 10 years, that's only $6,000. That ain't make a dent in no kind of fraud, nothing. That's all you could come up with her. If I was Letitia James, I feel good about that. You put me under Fed investigation? You trying to clap back on me because I got on you? And the only thing you could come up with is $50 a month on some mortgage fraud stuff that the district attorney who was there before you had to get your personal attorney on the case, and that's why y'all, and then you failed 3 attempts. James has been a political target. I mean, she still is probably. It's rare for a federal grand jury to reject charges because the process is stacked in the government's favor. Miss Lori, they got to understand the law. You got to understand if the federal government, under any other circumstances, we talking the feds, if there's one thing that anybody fear in the streets, any street guy will tell you that they fear God and the feds. We're not talking about your local PD. We're not talking about state police even. We're not talking about county police. We talking about them boys. So I'm saying usually an indictment, they get an indictment on you. I got to look up a percentage of their indictments. They probably at 99.99% on indictments, I promise you. You got to understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, you might look at the state of Mississippi, you know what I'm saying? They might have a 40% conviction rate. That sounds bad. I mean, shoot, in the city of Chicago on the murders, their conviction rate be like 30% or less. You'll be surprised. You got to look up them numbers. I don't have time this morning, but I'm saying they might have a 40% conviction rate in the state of Mississippi, whereas the feds, we looked it up the other day, it was like 94, 95%. The feds is almost guaranteed with this that they come for you. So I'm saying not only is it rare, according to NBC, to see that you will get a case, but I'm saying to have the case dismissed too. That's rare too. NBC not saying that. I'm saying not getting the indictments is very rare. But I'm saying it's rare for them to have the feds to get cases dismissed too. That first case was dismissed. So you got to follow the timeline. That's why I'm saying President Trump, the Retribution Tour for you, buddy, it should be about over. The people speaking, the special elections. And then on top of all of that, man, we got enough. You got the affordability. You hadn't handled business number one. You know what I'm saying? Guys, at the jury, the grand jury stage, prosecutors only need to convince 12 of 16 juries that they've met probable cause. That's much lower than the beyond a reasonable doubt for securing a conviction. All they need to say is, look, so you know what probable cause is? So we rode by your car and we smelled some smoke that smelled like, say a police officer pull you over, license and registration, please, and you roll down your window and your eyes red as fire and you smoking and there's smoke coming out your window and he see a scale on the ground on the floor. He got probable cause to search your car now to think that you have marijuana or paraphernalia or something. I'm saying if you in a state where illegal or he might just search it knowing that it's marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Looking for some different kind of drug. That's what probable cause is. You know what I'm saying? Or say, okay, Miss Lori. Or say you was, thank you for that gift, Miss Lori. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Or say if you was O.J. Simpson. Let's do O.J. Simpson. Okay? So O.J. Simpson, they said he didn't commit the murder. You know, he got off the charge. I don't see how he didn't. They had probable cause. They say one of his gloves was at the scene. You know what I'm saying? They said he was like one of the last persons seen. You know, that's what probable cause is. All they need is probable cause to get a grand jury. They can't even get probable cause charges to bring an indictment against Letitia James. All they need is probable cause. 12 out of 16. The juror's like, nah, she ain't even committing no crime. What you trying to charge her with? That's what the juror's saying. It's like President Trump, y'all, he can't hear it until he hear it. It's like he can hear the people, though. That's one thing about him, though. He can't hear the people. If he can't hear nothing else, he can hear the people. Because he started hugging Mandami after the special elections. He could hear the voters. I'm saying now, like, you ain't got to worry about no Democrats talking, the courts not talking, no lawyers talking. These are regular, average jurors, a jury of your peers. And I'm saying his Department of Justice cannot convince 12 of 16 people that she even committed a crime. These are just regular, ordinary people. The people ain't buying it. Under long-standing Justice Department practices, federal prosecutors are only supposed to move forward in a case if it's seen as likely to secure a conviction at trial. That's what I'm telling you. You guys don't understand the legals. You talking about Justice Department practices. We talking about the feds. Federal prosecutors are only supposed to move forward with a case. The feds will sit on you for 20 years, watch you doing something before they come for you. That's why they have such a high conviction rate. So they usually don't bring cases. All their stuff usually be hidden. That's what I'm saying. The feds are the think about any kind of services in America. The feds is the professional level. If you want to see police officers at the professional level, federal agents. If you want to see anything that the court system, a county court and a federal court, I don't care what jurisdiction or district, it's night and day. That's that big time government level on that federal level. The federal government, the Justice Department, you're supposed to be winning these battles or you don't fight them. You only fight to win. If the win ain't there, you don't fight the battle. That's how the Justice Department get down. They brought in out-of-state federal prosecutors to try to bring a case against James to fruition. Career prosecutors in the Eastern District of Virginia had previously concluded that the case against James was just too weak to move forward. And Trump's own nominee to lead the office Eric Siebert resigned amid pressure from the president to bring the case against James. So excuse me, Miss Walsh, this isn't just a federal nominee or federal prosecutor that resigned. This is one of Trump's own nominees. Imagine if you a judge and you sitting in this case. Let's go over this stuff real quick. Good morning, Vince Jackson. Good morning. Let's go over the situation real quick. The whole situation real quick. Y'all who been in the stream with me, y'all bear with me. But let's go over it real quick. So I'm a judge in this situation and I watch you put a nominee in the seat. This is your own nominee, a Trump nominee. His name Eric Siebert. That he got is to be the attorney here. Well, President Trump, he goes on TV, strike one. Or he goes on Twitter, strike one, wherever he went. And he said, hey, while we have brought cases against James Comey and you know, James Ball and all these and Letitia James, you know, that's strike one. The court looking over all of this now. Okay? So they go to Eric Siebert, the person President Trump put in charge to bring he look at the case, he said, oh, this case is too weak. This case ain't gonna win. And he resigned. He left. I'm saying the court seeing this the person appointed. So since he couldn't get it done, he left. By the way, y'all, when he resigned from that position, he knew at that point in resigning, President Trump and them are not bringing charges against Letitia James or James Comey. Because that's why when they asserted Lindsey Halligan, that's why the case was dismissed in the first place. I don't want to get too complicated for y'all. Because of the appointment, they're saying her appointment is not legal. So when you had the legally appointed guy there, when he said he don't want to bring the case, that should have been it. That should have been the end of it. Because anybody you bring behind them is illegally appointed. And the court's going to want to know why the legally appointed or nominee ain't there no more. Oh, because he don't want to bring the case. So you don't think the court knows this too? I'm saying you just building a wall of destruction for yourself. And that's why that case was rapidly dismissed. And so since it was rapidly dismissed, what you guys don't understand, y'all don't know that Lindsey Halligan, she fight for her law license in Virginia. They try to take the girl law license for her behind this. They were aiming for it. That's what I'm saying, President Trump. See, Eric, he knows. That's his name. Even though President Trump appointed him, and he probably trying to stay loyal to President Trump, this man got a career too. This is my future. This different than politics. In politics, you can have a MAGA stamp on you or a Republican stamp on you. You can make all the mistakes you want. But usually, generally, MAGA Republicans, you know, you can make up for. In the legal field, it's different. They don't care about no Republican, MAGA, none of that. What? You bringing a case like this in the court? What? This trash? You know this don't deserve it. But no Department of Justice bringing this trash in no federal court. You know what's going to happen with this trash. That's what I'm saying. In my mind, it's like, was President Trump, Miss Lori, do you think that Miss President Trump was just trying to get the case to say, hey, y'all, to tell his base or tell MAGA a campaign promise, hey, I brought the case, knowing that it's not going to be successful, but hey, I brought the case. You say, Ghost, well, why the DOJ keep on trying? Because I'm saying after Pam Bondi bring the case, it's like that's hurting your numbers. That's hurting your statistics. That's making you look horrible. That's embarrassing. That you, the Department of Justice, and you go after somebody for committing a crime, and the court and the people, the jurors are rebuking you, saying that's not something to be going after them over. So you don't want to look bad, so you keep going and you keep going, and it gets worse and it gets worse. I ask if you guys have not liked the video that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, guys. Jump down in the comment section. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. It don't matter. Just try to be respectful to each other. Miss Lori says Trump is trolling with the legal system. And I really think he is, Miss Lori. I think that's what's going on. I really do. What else could it be? Because he's got to know. Stephen Miller and them, it's not like Ghost is some kind of special litigator or paralegal. I can read into the psyche of the court. Bro, if that's the case, why Eric Siebert, the guy that he nominated, why he said he going to resign? Look, imagine federal prosecutor, what they making, about 150, 160, 200,000, what they making a year? They making a little bit of bread. So imagine you got appointed by President Trump. Imagine how excited you are. Oh, I got the job. I got the job. I'm the federal prosecutor in Virginia. He got to be turned. He got the job under the Trump administration. He was appointed by President Trump. He probably voted for President Trump. Heck, he might even campaign for President Trump like Marjorie Taylor Greene spent his own money. Let me not go too far, but who knows? Regardless, he was appointed to the position. He's got to be happy. He's got a good job, federal prosecutor. You could tell his mentality, because when they brought him this case, he looked at this case. Y'all, he happy he got the job. And then he looked at the work President Trump wanted him to do. Hey, Miss Lori, I'm not that happy at the job. I'm sorry. I was just playing. You can have this. I'm gone. He looked at what President Trump wanted him to do. He said, what, this case? Hold up, y'all. Let me get this right. I think I'm mistaken. President Trump is asking me to bring a case against the sitting attorney general of the state of New York, duly elected by the people, the citizens of her state, for cheating on $50 in mortgage fraud a month. $50 a month. $50 a month. Not $500 a month. Not $5,000 a month. $50 a month. I'm saying if you said that Letitia James cheated the people in New York out of $50 a month, like I said, you could times that by 10 years. And you could just she'll go in her purse and her wallet and give you $6,000. She making $6,000 probably every check or every 2 checks. Definitely. I'm talking about clearing, bringing it home. You just hold to her checks. That's how the court looking at it. They ain't even looking at it like that. That's not even worth their time. You talking about she committed fraud? That's what I'm saying. Common sense ain't this common. You ain't got to be some kind of political strategist and or a legal appeals court winning litigator to know this or understand this. This common sense. This is basic common sense. No, you ain't getting deep into the common sense. This is basic level common sense. That's what I'm saying. Was President Trump, this was all, he was doing this on purpose. He had to be doing this on purpose, Miss Lori. Come on, baby. He had to be doing this on purpose. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. This is a ploy. Because he's not going to be successful with these cases. Guys, the dismissed indictments, 2 grand juries. President Trump, can you listen when the people start talking? Because you can hate on the judges. You can hate on the courts. You can hate on Letitia James. You can hate on Lindsey Holligan now since she didn't go in there one day. You can even turn on Pam Bondi. You can hate on whoever you want to. Besides yourself. Miss Lori, he can hate on whoever he want to. But don't start hating on the people. Don't start calling stuff a hoax now, President Trump. You turn on the people now. You could say Democrats, but you start turning on the people now. Because these are the people, grand jury of your peers, regular, ordinary citizens of Virginia. They said, no, we're not issuing no new charges. We don't care about you. You making your Department of Justice weak, President Trump. Because when they went to the DOJ, when they went to the grand juries to get charges against you, you got indicted 34 times. So when they went against you, President Trump, they got all they pay, even though what they doing is the same thing you doing the same thing they doing, however you want to say it, if you Republican or Democrat. You going down the same road they went down, where you talking about everything besides what the American voters care about. They don't care about the other party. That's what y'all care about. We don't care about that. Even a Democrat halfway care about it. A Democrat will mess around and vote for a Republican if they think that Republican can do that. And the same thing, y'all gonna be surprised if them Democrats, if them Republicans start. If Jasmine Crockett get out there and say the right words the way she's supposed to be saying it, y'all gonna be shocked when them Republican farmers be voting for Jasmine. Let her give them a vision of a Texas where as a senator, they could rely and call on her and she delivering policies that's opposing President Trump's policies to them. Let her come up with a Texas farm bill, just policy ideas like that. If they think she on their side, any bad quality you got against her, if they fighting for her, that's why the Democrats love her. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying it matters of the people, everything. Now, President Trump, he heard him in the election. You should be hearing them about your. I just want, since your staff don't have the courage or they don't have the knowledge. I know they have the knowledge. He's got bright people around him. Don't be fooled. Whether you like them or not, they bright, they brilliant. You know what I'm saying? They brilliant and they bright, whether you like them or not. So President Trump, what I'm trying to say is this is my whole thing. This the grand jury. Grand jury is the people. And you going to the people, Department of Justice. I wonder how if these cases affect any other cases. No? That's different, huh? Yeah. But I'm just saying, man, this has to be embarrassing. You got your lawyers talking to people, pointing at Letitia James saying she a bad person and the people saying, no, she not. Bro, that would be petrifying. If I was President Trump, that would be petrifying to me. If I was seriously trying to indict her, that would be petrifying to me. Because I'm just going to be thinking in my mind, golly, I come out with my policies. The people love me. I just won the elections. I come out with my policies and bam. Special elections, we getting drugged. You know he noticed it because you could see how he responded and how he changing and moving how his actions. So he see they getting drugged special elections. So he like, oh my goodness, I have to change. So imagine now your Retribution Tour and the people like, no, we don't want that. I'm saying which party gonna step aside and listen? Because see, President Trump, they came after you and you saw what happened to President Biden. Let me run that back for y'all again. Let me get a sip of water and let y'all slow thinkers catch up. Because Ghost talk slow, but he think fast. And he deep. Because President Trump, I'm trying to tell you, Joe Biden got charges on you, but he lost the election. So I'm saying you doing the same thing. Ain't no difference. I don't see no difference. The difference is with you and the Democrats, you saying affordability was a hoax. At least he was saying, give me more time. Instead of saying that the prices aren't going to be able to come down without us. That's what Joe Biden should have been doing. He should just tell the people the truth. That's what President Trump should have done. But him saying he going to lower the cost on day one and then go out there and say affordability is a hoax. Whenever on the campaign trail, the Democrats just going to play everybody want to talk about the word affordability. That's what you're saying before prior to the election. You acknowledged affordability prior to the election and something you acknowledged and the prices ain't come down. You going to say it's a hoax. And what you think the people gonna do to you whenever they get to vote in November? I'm saying they saying President Trump, the people are saying loud and clear they are disinterested in your retribution against the Democrats. Now, you could do it how you want to do it. You could continue to pursue what you want to continue to pursue. It's a free country. It's a free world. It's a free life. It's a free everything. But President Trump, if you could ever listen to any political strategist, you could listen to Ghost this morning. I'm telling you, the people are they're repulsing this. They're not interested. They told Joe Biden they weren't interested. It's like President Biden didn't hear, and you got indicted, and they bailed you out and voted for you. And now you going after the Democrats, and you saying affordability is a hoax. You fell into the political matrix, making the same mistakes that he made, and guess what they finna do to you? The most dramatic recent setback was a second federal grand jury's refusal on December the 11th to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James after an earlier grand jury rejected the Justice Department proposed charges last week. Abby Lowell, a prominent lawyer who represents James, described the repeat failure as unprecedented. Listen to this. I'm going to say it one more time. Abby Lowell is a prominent lawyer who represent you. Go Google. She represents Letitia James, who you would have to say is some sort of prominent lawyer as the Attorney General of the state of New York. Lawyers watching lawyers. Lawyers represent lawyers. But us in the legal field, we know the Fed's percentage, or I would say the Department of Justice appetite for victory. They don't be losing. It's like this. If you guys don't understand the Department of Justice, it's like I almost feel like they'll almost allow you and watch you to do a crime before they try to bring charges on you that's not going to stick. When they come for you, they make sure they got you 10,000% dead to rights, and if they don't, they gonna sit on you. That's what I'm saying. If Letitia James is a bad person and she doing bad stuff, then I'm saying, why don't we just sit on her and just collect it? Because I could call you mayors' names in the United States. There's a mayor outside of Chicago. This woman been doing crimes for I don't know how. Bro, I'm saying there's plenty of politicians. If you just looking to lock up corrupt politicians and you caring about the law, which we know is not the case. But I'm saying repeat failure to secure the indictment is not unprecedented for the feds. That's not the word I would use. It's not unprecedented, but it's not something that happens often. If the feds indict you, 9 out of the people I don't know about, they don't not trust in the FBI or not trusting the government or not trusting, but it's something about them federal prosecutors now. When they present evidence, they usually make sure they professionals. That's what I'm saying. What Abby Lowell is saying, back-to-back indictments filling at it doesn't happen. It's unprecedented, unheard of. That's what I'm saying. You putting A.G. Bondi in an impossible position. This is her Department of Justice. She has to know that these charges are not going to stick. They shouldn't have been brought. Eric Sieber, or whatever the guy name is, I'm sorry, the guy who was there first to prosecute, he probably was a good or decent lawyer, probably better than Lindsey Halligan, with more experience, and now you done lost a lawyer. And so you're bringing in outside prosecutors to try to bring in the case. Now they embarrassing themselves and their names. And I'm saying, at what point, President Trump, do you stop and you say, okay, that's what happened with President Biden. He was trying to indict me. The people, they didn't like it. And then, I won the election. So I look at special elections, and I've been going after the Democrats, and the people don't like it. Listen, ghosts of anybody could. I'm an independent. It's hard for you to think like that. President Trump used to be a Democrat and then he crossed over to a Republican. Now he hard right, hard MAGA, established Republican. He's somewhere over there on the right. I'm an independent. I never had love for the Republican Party like that. Never. I never had love for the Democratic Party, not like that. You got to understand that. So as an independent, like me hearing you, that's why I can't watch Fox. Not all the time. I love Fox News. I love different hosts on Fox News. When I have to watch Sean Hannity, I think he's funny. He's entertaining. But I can't consume that all day, every day, because I don't see how a moderate Republican or just a regular Republican could consume that. I don't know if like a George Bush or a Mike Pence Republican can consume Sean Hannity all day, every day. Because it's too right. And that's how MSNBC used to, it's too left. They don't understand this because y'all are locked in your Democratic politics or your Republican politics. But the people, let's do this again, make it make sense. Common sense ain't so common. Y'all know how I used to do the Kool-Aid? We're going to do the common sense not so common. When y'all hear me talking in that voice, y'all know the people that decide the elections, the majority of them are independents and swing voters in every election in every state. Unless you in an all-red state where you got 6-1 Republican voters, then you know it's Republican. But I'm saying in the United States where you going back and forth, red, blue, in these states that's deciding elections going back, purple states they call them, it's the swing voters and it's the undecided voters that's deciding. Those voters, they don't care about that. And when you start, it's like watching two kids. Do y'all got children? Any of y'all got children? Can imagine watching two of your children fight. Imagine if they doing it while you watching the Super Bowl game, your team in the Super Bowl, and you got two of your kids fighting. Do you care about who right and wrong? It's just like you disinterested. And everything they saying and they talking about, it's like you have no interest in what they saying. All you want them to do is shut up so you can watch your game. That's how that's how I feel watching the Republican and the Democrat fight. Of course, like, if you watching Ted Cruz and Colin Ari, and Colin said Ted Cruz hiding in the closet, and Ted Cruz saying that Colin going for transgenders, I'm saying that's interesting. I mean, like, they could make it interesting to you, but I'm saying when I go vote, bro, I don't, that's not doing nothing. Look, it's like the voters got two minds. They got a mind that's going to sit there and consume as much information about Jeffrey Epstein and ask you for more information. We all know that person. You know that 65-year-old that be in everybody's business. You know what I'm saying? Aunt Margaret. You know what I'm saying? Cousin Susie. She in everybody's business. Oh, y'all heard about that Jeffrey Epstein? Y'all know what Jeffrey Epstein, what's going on with you? But I could promise you one thing. When cousin Aunt Susie, Mark, when they go vote, though, that 65-year-old, touch her Medicaid and her Medicare. Touch her Social Security. Touch her food stamps. That's what they voting on. Let a Republican come in there. Because even if cousin Susan Margaret, even if you don't get that one, that's what President Trump did, a political strategy. He picked off Democrats off the edges. That's what I'm saying, Jasmine, you need to do. I'm not saying, Jasmine, you run a full campaign at Republicans and you start talking about cutting taxes and doing everything a Republican do. No, I'm saying you just clean up a little bit of that hardline Democrat. You could still talk progressive policies like Mandami, but do it in a way that is geared and directed towards helping the voters to where they need to see it. They don't need to look at you as a Democrat, as a communist, as a socialist. Because President Trump trying to put that socialist every tag that he tried to put on Mandami, it washed off, Jasmine. Every tag that President Trump tried to put on Mandami, it just kept washing off because of what he was talking about. The voters was looking at him as a champion who was going to fight to make their lives better. That's what I'm saying. Once you get to past March and you get through that primary, every word I say, just go watch. Man, I'm talking about Mandami was perfect. Because I'm saying if you're using the candidate's name, go back and study how he ran his campaign, how he got those Trump voters to vote for him. Mandami was perfect with it. They asked Mandami, every candidate on stage, where you want to go in the world? Israel, 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 Israel. Mandami said right here in New York. So I can work on lowering the price of rent for New Yorkers. Bro, I'm talking about even after he won the election. Bro, go listen to him talk, bro. That's what I do. This is what I do. Even after he won the election, when he was up there with President Trump talking, I'm talking about that boy, like you talking about on point. Oh, because affordability, I'm trying to lower the prices for the New Yorkers. He don't... That's how you know that's real. He done won the election. Okay, Mandami, we get it. You got it better than anybody else. You're a good student. You listen. He's very intelligent. He speaks well, and he's quick on his feet. And he stay on point. I would love a candidate like this. Please give me a candidate like that one time. That boy, he hard to beat, man. Like he once he know what he's supposed, and he knows he can stay focused, and he can his words, because the talking points, if I'm gonna have a talking point, it's gonna be helping you be able to afford to live the life that you deserve to live. That's my talking point. So when they ask me about transgenders, yeah, I know it's, to help them afford to live the lives they want to live. How you feel about abortion, Jasmine? Oh, yeah, to help every Texan afford to live the life that they want to live. Just keep, where you want to travel to? I want to travel to Austin to help Texans avoid. You see what I'm saying? You stay on point. You got it. It's not about repeating it. Because you got to think a lot of voters, they just going to look through passing. They not tuned in like me and you are. But you got to convince that voter that you're going to work for them. Karl Rove, I heard Karl Rove say something. I did tune in to Fox. And Fox, y'all know Jasmine for Texas. We got episode number 2 coming up this Saturday, 7 a.m. Eastern. So, I'm trying to, do political strategy for Jasmine Crockett running for Senate in the state of Texas. I heard Karl Rove, I got a lot of respect for Karl Rove. I don't care what you say, the boy is a genius. I heard Karl Rove, he said, he was talking about Jasmine and everything. Some stuff I disagree with. I disagree with his politics. But something he did say, though, he was talking about Jasmine, her being able to appeal to certain type of voters, whether or not she would be able to appeal to certain type of voters, and the Republicans were happy to have her in the race. I tend to disagree with that. I got a strategy, like for what they trying to do. I got a strategy because what she needs to do is register a whole bunch of new voters and demonstrate that she's willing to fight for it. Look, she said Texas isn't red, and really Texas, the demographics of Texas should be blue. Jasmine, if you trying to make Texas blue, it's going to take 10,000 plus votes. You're going to need an army to be able to pull off what you're trying to pull off, because you got to not only make sure that you register millions or at least 1 million new voters, you need to get them to the polls. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to take a whole lot for her to be able to pull that off. But the thing about what Karl Rove saying, like them thinking that it's not possible and that Texas the Republicans got a pull or a lock on the state of Texas or on any politics, I disagree with that. Because she's saying that Texas should be blue. He's saying Texas being reliably read. I'm saying, to me, Texas ain't neither blue nor red. Texas, look, what's gonna happen if they gonna try to frame Jasmine as each politician frame. Someone y'all could understand. President Trump framed VP Harris as a certain person. First, he went after her credibility, saying she Indian and she black. So then he's trying to chip away at her support with black people. You see what I'm saying? And then, like, it's just a process of going after her. So I would imagine the Republicans are going to try to use the same playbook on Jasmine. I just would. What you doing away from what you're saying? Her speech and her words aren't the most important thing. They are important, but they're not most important. What's most important is registering new voters and ensuring that those voters show up at the polls. What's important is raising money and firing up your base. What's important is getting enough an army of volunteers to help you do everything that you really need to do to be sure that you win. That's what's important, the most important. But it all boils down to who the voters see that is fighting for them, or who that they see that will do the most for them. That's what this all boils down to. And guys, I know we got way off course. We talking about Letitia James, but I think we gonna keep coming back to the same spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of know the story. We've been streaming over an hour. We kind of know the story. President Trump, retribution. He went after Letitia James and James Comey, got the cases thrown out. He went after Letitia James again, the agent, and then the grand jury wouldn't indict her. He tried again, and they wouldn't indict her again. So the picture is clear. And I'm not doing the weave, and I'm not pandering. That's how I start talking about. It's not the same talking points. Common sense ain't that common. That's all. Look, I hear all kind of pundits, and they saying all kind of different things and everything you want to say. But I'm telling you what it's going to take to win that election. And Jasmine, if you're going to listen to anybody who's going to tell you that you don't need to appeal to Republicans or Trump voters, yes, you do. Why wouldn't you want to? You don't want to stay. Texas isn't a blue. It could be a blue state. It might be a blue state, Jasmine. It might be. But what I'm saying, though, baby, is I wouldn't trust. I would be too scared to run a campaign like that unless you were sure that you was going to get enough black and brown voters to vote for you. You got to be 1,000% positive. Because, Jasmine, the same time I'm going to be trying to get them black and brown people voting for me, I'm going to be trying to get them farmers who are disenfranchised with President Trump. I'm going to try to get them voting for me, too. They Republicans. I'm going to try to bring home the black and brown. There's plenty of people who voted Republican, Jasmine, that will vote for you. It's plenty of them that will vote for you. And I think she understands that you have to make them believe that you're going to fight for them. You have to align with their interests and show them that you will fight for them. That's how you win it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the voters are interested. Right now, she's cool. Right now, like, you know, I wouldn't go too hard at President Trump, but her taking a shot or two at him right now, that's what she's supposed to do. She got to beat Tellerico. She got to if I was going against him, Jasmine, I would make him seem like he was too weak to go up against President Trump, because he seems like a very nice, genuinely nice, soft-spoken guy. You know what I'm saying? So, Jasmine, the fighter in you, you have to use that to convince the voters that that's what Texas need moving forward. That's what President Trump did, guys. That's what President T did. It's a populist message. It don't matter who giving the message. It could be a Democrat. It could be a Republican. It doesn't matter. It could be Bernie Sanders. It could be Steve Bannon. It doesn't matter. The populist message. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's why she and the Democrats, like, That's America first. Y'all seeing the future. Marjorie Taylor Greene, y'all seeing her switch. Y'all, they look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Some Republicans really look at her like she's a traitor. She didn't trade. Where Marjorie Taylor, if Elon Musk was smart, I don't want to talk too much, give nobody any ideas because he got the money to do it. But he might be more into the libertarian policies. But I'm saying that populist party, the Republican, look, all the American people are tired of the left. They're tired of the right. They're tired of politics as usual. That's why they voted for President Obama. They wanted to try something new. They voted for Trump. He said he gonna drain the swamp. He ain't no politician. Trying something new. I wouldn't be surprised if a woman end up being, they trying something new. Americans, they want. So what I'm saying is, if you have a populist movement where, you know what I'm saying, you create a bipartisan coalition of Republicans and Democrats who agree on the same things. Like America being involved in foreign wars. There's Republicans and Democrats who agree on it. You see what I'm saying? The bipartisan issues, if they create a party off the I think like that's kind of what's happening on the slick in a way. That's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, the case, they tried to bring up the charges on her again 2 times, sir. You missed the news story. I just say you just got in the live stream, sir. They tried to bring up the charges on her 2 more times. That case got dismissed 1 time, okay? And then they tried to bring it on her again, and the grand jury wouldn't even indict her, sir. And then they tried to bring it on her again on December the 11th, and the grand jury wouldn't indict her again. So they tried 2 more times, and they can't even get a jury of her peers to say there's anything there to bring charges on her against. Not only that, that's not good business for the Department of Justice. That's not good business. I wouldn't advise no legal company in America to conduct any business like that. What's going to happen is you, especially in that district in Virginia, that court looking at the Department of Justice like they jacked up. I'm going to just put it. Probably a lot of courts across America is looking at that Department of Justice like they jacked up. I'm going to just put it like that. That's exactly how they looking at your DOJ. That's how they looking at your DOJ. The Retribution Tour has to come to an end. When's it gonna end? MAGA, when's the Retribution Tour gonna end? Y'all think MAGA's gonna reunite? Y'all think MAGA is you know, MAGA, like a lot of the people in MAGA, they've been bumping heads going at. Y'all think they finna come together again? If President Trump can unite his party, I mean, he still has to work with the Democrats. And without him working with the Democrats, I just don't see how anything changes. And if nothing don't changes, the momentum, y'all, the momentum is not going in the right direction for the Republican Party, for the Republicans, for President Trump, for none of that. Y'all feel that? So someone's saying America going down no matter what, if that's how you feel. If that's how you feel. I mean, what can I say to you if you feel that way? It's your right to feel that way. They've been saying that about America. I started hearing that in my 20s. About America was going to be this and America was... I started hearing it in my 20s and I still hadn't seen it yet. You think China is the dominant power in the world? Y'all think that? They still chasing it, bruh. I don't care how big their military is. I don't care how much economic power they have, they still chasing it. It's still one dominant power in the world. You could say America going down. America might be going sometime in the future, but we ain't there yet. And if we ain't there yet, we gonna keep fighting for our future. That's like saying, hey, sir, you're gonna get fired from your job tomorrow, so just forget about life. What? Thanks for the heads up, though. I could go ahead and start working on that lawsuit and getting another job. That's what you should be saying. Oh, America going down regardless of what, so just don't even worry about it. Forget about trying. Just let America crash and burn. Nah, homie. That ain't what we gonna do. We gonna fight for ours. This our country. Why we ain't gonna fight for it? Just do stuff better. Just do stuff right. Just get you a good political strategist. You feel me? I'll debate anybody in America and smoke you. I don't need no fanfare or no following, boy. Just listen to yourself talk. Go in the mirror and record yourself talking, and then come listen to Legal Wars Live. You got to record yourself to hear yourself talking and what you saying, and come listen to what I'm saying. Because everything I tell y'all, just if you want to know what's going on in politics in America, just go back to the Legal Wars Live. Go back to the tab. Go back to our live stream tab. A lot of this stuff going on, I done pointed you this way, told you, showed you. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is, man. I do this all the time. Oh, you say he's a fool? America's standing forever. We want to make sure that it does, don't we? That's the goal. At least throughout our lifetime. They say the goal is to leave the world in better hands than when, you see what I'm saying, for your children. So that's what we should be trying to do with our country. We want our country to be better than it was when we first took it. Ain't that what we trying to do? Hey, look, well, Steve, that's good. Who cares what they laughed at Jesus? Who cares who they laughing at? What's that matter? Bro, listen, I will bet you any amount of money on if she called me, bro. If she called me, bro, I almost put my life on it. It ain't no doubt she gonna win. I can't help what she doing in her campaign, and I'm not there. I'll tell you what I would be doing, though. 24 hours a day. The number one thing I would do, Mr. Steven, I would be at the HBCUs right now, and I would be signing up thousands of volunteers for Jasmine for Texas campaign. Thousands of them. Thousands of them. I go to Prairie View State and do a rally or do a pep rally or whatever, so campaign, whatever, town hall. And I have my team there, and we'll be signing up thousands of young black college students. That's what she need. 18 to 25-year-olds. Black, that's your new voters. That's your low propensity voters, your voters that's not getting polled, that's going to help. She was thousands of black voters at the HBC or volunteers. She need a movement. She need an army. I will mobilize people. Because it's a lot of people who will support her and get behind her. But organization in the campaign is key. I've seen so many campaigns that were not organized and dysfunctional. If she organized that right, and she does that right, bro, she would have no problem. Bro, like, I know Texas. I hear what, like, Roland Martin or something, they lost the election last time. Those Democratic policies, I wouldn't run no campaign for no Democrat. I'm not running no campaign as a Democrat or a Republican. I'm running that campaign to win. Now, as a Democrat, what she's saying, I can't tell her nothing about. But I'm saying how I would run the campaign. First things first, I think one of the most important things for her that she need to do is get an army of volunteers. That's what the first thing I would be working on. That's one of the hardest things to do, to get volunteers like that. I would see if that loyal following that you have. What's the point of having fans that don't do nothing or won't contribute? You got a bunch of fans who won't vote for you. That's what I would do. She run that campaign right. What she's saying is facts. It's true. Texas should be a blue state. 10,000%. Karl Rove didn't deny that. He didn't deny that. He said, well, we keep winning. That's what he's saying. And that's facts. But I'm saying listen, she need to register new voters. I would be targeting. I'm telling you, those universities, that's what Charlie Kirk was doing. That's what I'm telling you, that's where it's at. She need to get those new voters. She could, like, I will have Hispanics, like, it's certain moves that she could make to build that momentum and that movement. I wouldn't just be relying on what some political, like, look, Jasmine, you need to have a message that can resonate with some Republicans at least. If you looking at an electorate that President Trump won by 16 points, and you think you're going to add that many new voters into the electorate? Oh, I'm going to overcome a 16-point Republican advantage by adding that many new voters into the electorate? That's almost impossible. You know how many voters that would have to be to add? You talking about millions of new voters if everybody stayed and they voted. But I'm saying, even if she motivate the vote, even if you motivating the voters to come vote for you, I'm saying, like, I still will have policies. So I would be picking off, I would be trying to hit the Republican, that you need to hit them on the edges. Every person, if she don't get them to vote for him, at least get them not to go vote for Conan or Paxton. She need to be hitting them. Oh, you know, with the farmers, how y'all farmers feeling that voted for President Trump? Bam! What your pockets looking like, farmers? Bam! All y'all recently African Americans who went and vote for Republicans, what your pocket looking like? Bam! Unemployment amongst blacks is at an all-time high. Bam! You see what I'm saying? There's factions of the Republican Party who they're fertile ground for her to send. I'm trying to tell y'all, she don't have to dress up as Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's not what Mandami did. She's right about that. But she's saying Mandami is a progressive. He is a progressive, but he had populist policy proposals that President Trump, they the same candidate. That's what I try to get. If I could, Jasmine, if I could talk to you, baby, Mandami and President Trump, they turn to the same for the voter. We know Mandami is as liberal as he or President Trump. They completely opposite. But President Trump embraced him because he saw to the voter, they were the same candidate. This dude over here, President Trump, is going to help us fix our pockets. Mandami's going to help us fix our pockets. Regardless of the way they got to convince the voter to come to that conclusion, that's the task, is to convince the voter that you're going to fight for them. In order for you to convince any kind of Republican, you got to somewhat understand their psyche. So it is true that, Jasmine, you talking about on a purely numbers game, purely numbers wise, yes, you have enough blacks and Mexicans and Latinas and Latinos in the state of Texas to make Texas be blue. Yes, numbers wise. How you gonna pull that off in reality? How you gonna pull that off? I'm not trying to make Texas a democratic state. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm going to look at Jasmine and I see a gorgeous, young, highly enthusiastic woman, intelligent, who's very vocal. It might rub some Republicans the wrong way. It might rub those in the rural communities the wrong way. But the only difference between you, Jazzy, and Mandami is that message. What if I'm not there? Look, I can't. Texas is not New York City. There's 8 million people in New York City. It's a ginormous city. But Texas, you talking about as big as a country. 30 million people. It's larger than a lot of countries. So that's a ginormous operation. You 500 volunteers, you already lost. 5,000 volunteers with your game plan, in my opinion, that's not going to get it. You need 10,000 or better volunteers. It's hard to organize those volunteers. Number one, you need more than what you need. And then on top of that, your goal is to register new voters and getting them to the polls. It's not Tellerico out there trying to introduce himself. We don't have to do that with Jasmine. They already know Jasmine. Allow me to reintroduce Jasmine as we're gonna reintroduce her as the new Jasmine for the general election. You feel me? That's something totally different. But what I'm saying, like, your number one goal right now, in my opinion, like that's what I'm saying. Then I heard, what's the name say, you ain't got to lie. Yeah, you need to be able to reach Republicans. We're not talking about Governor Abbott. We're not talking about you need to win 3% of Republicans. I'm not putting no number on no Republican votes that you need to. I'm just common sense. President Trump won Texas with 56% of the vote. 56% of the vote. So I don't care if I can't get them to vote for me. I don't want them to show up and vote. Say they looking at Jasmine, they like, oh yeah, we got to go vote against her. And then they hear you talking and golly, she sound like she gonna help us more than what? It sound like she gonna help us more than Paxton or Conan. Oh, because obviously the voters are kind of fed up with Conan. Even on the Republican side, they trying to get. Oh, think about that. On the Republican side, they fed up with Conan. Their distaste. Senator Cruz was okay, but for that other seat in Texas, they won't change. Obviously, am I right or wrong? That's why Paxton leave. So that's a weakness. Paxton a weaker candidate. She could beat up on Paxton all day. But I wouldn't spend my time doing that because the people of Texas already know that's the same trap with President Trump. I'll do that a little bit, but most of my time I'm gonna be doing. If you talk about Mandami, how did Mandami win? By talking about stuff that Republicans and Democrats will vote for. The same thing with Obama. Obama was finna give people everything in the world. He gonna give you cash for a car. Y'all remember that? He passing out cell phones. He more food stamps than any other. He was sitting there just giving stuff to people all day long. Why wouldn't they go vote for him? And he telling you his policies is that we finna pass out money. Oh, what? Bro, you'll be surprised who finna go get it, especially in today's time where people are hurting and struggling. Steven says, I don't know Texas. She's done already. No, sir, you don't know Texas. The only way that's true for Jasmine is if she listened to somebody like you. That's what happened with VP Harris. Steven, I don't care nothing about Texas. I'll show you what Texas is. Let her call me. You can't call me too late. Cause I'm saying I will all January 1st through the 15th, she gonna hit eight when they go back to school. Let's say January 15th. January 15th through the 30th, she gonna hit every single HBCU in the state of Texas. Every single last one of them. I hit her every, and I'll be running those. I will be promoting her coming to HBCUs. I would be promoting that like it was 21 Savage coming. Or I would be promoting that like it was Taylor Swift coming. Might even have an artist or something there. You don't want to spend the money, that's what it's going to take. And I'm saying once you get to that point at the HBCUs, that's what Bernie Sanders and them did. That's where you get 1,000 students, 1,000 to 3,000 students to come to an event with Jasmine. You know they're gonna show up. If she promoted right, people showing up. So while you get them there, that's how you get your volunteers. You got 9 HBCUs, you looking at over 100,000 black students, fertile ground. You can't get 2,000 volunteers if you hit all 9 of them HBCUs. You're going to need them volunteers. You could start using them right now. I think that's what she needs. Because if you understand anything about politics, if you don't have the organization and the people in place, then how you gonna register the new voters? You ain't gonna get them to the polls. A lot of people, you'll get them in the moment and they'll register and then they won't go vote. It take a whole operation. You're gonna need a lot of volunteers and you're gonna have to raise a lot of money. Those two things are 10,000%. If she get the volunteers, then she's got a running chance of not only winning but almost dominating. You got to reach, I don't care if you got to hire you some psychiatrists. You got to reach the Hispanic voters and get new black voters to vote for you. And at the same time, have a message for defective Republicans. A message for them. Cause I mean, like, I ain't trying to hate on nobody, but I hear like, dude, he say he from Texas and he a Democratic strategist, and he trying to tell me what you can't and it ain't got to do in Texas, and I know this, and that's why you know this. Bro, you got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, and you been on here from Texas doing all this talking for all these years that the Democrats been losing statewide races. Why should she listen to you? Mr. Such and such and so. You've been on here doing all this talking. He didn't won somebody election probably in 1972. He from Texas. I'm not hating on him. I think he pretty cool. He from Texas. He a political strategist doing all this talking. He got hundreds of thousands of followers. He probably been advising, and he gonna take your money, Jasmine, and you gonna lose. He part of the problem. Y'all listening to Jack Leg. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. And I'm from Texas. You from Texas, and that's why y'all ain't want no statewide elections, because they listen to people like you. Because, see, don't get like, they look at that white boy, and they look at him. That's what I'm saying. Don't put yourself in a position like, don't listen to you listening to a Democrat trying to tell you how to win a statewide race in the state of Texas. Listen to me. Common sense. Come on now. You listening to a Democrat try to tell you how to win a statewide race in Texas. That's the problem why they lost for 30 years in a row. They don't know what they talking about. Ghost know what he talking about. I'll get you over that finish line. All the thing, like, I heard the goals and objectives that she had, and I could reach and meet them. You need an army of volunteers. After I hit the HBCUs, I hit every university in the state of Texas. On repeat, I'll be going to talk. She got the 65, the old people on lock. Oh, black people, they love Jasmine. She the future. You got to get the young blacks out there to vote. You got to get the black males. You got to make sure all the Latina women are voting. Them women, she win amongst the women. Look, how she do amongst women and how she do amongst the black voters. That's why I like that Democratic primary. But Karl Rove said the same thing. Conan said the same thing. They could see how her cards stack up in the Democratic primary with the older voters and amongst black people. Like that's and amongst women. She got older voters, women, and blacks. How you gonna beat that? The old people, the ones that vote. In the Democratic primary, blacks are the most, and then the women. You know, men, you barely get a man to vote in the midterm. Only time he gonna want to vote is for a president, mostly. You know, especially them Texas kind of men. It's women doing all that. Who you could count on to go to the polls for you. Jasmine got a lot in her favor. If she play that right, that will work for her. You just got to play it right. They could spin it on you. Just like VP Harris, President Trump spent it on him. And if you got some numb Democratic pundit who just care about Democratic policies, you gonna lose in Texas. You are going to lose. Because if not, why he hadn't won an election in 30 years in Texas? You need somebody like Ghost who gonna think outside the box. Because I know what I'm talking about and I know what he's doing. He doing all this talk about, y'all ain't got really no Republicans. Where your Democrat where the Democrat at who did what you said and won? Where he at in the last 30 years? You going back to 1954 whenever JFK. Oh, we had a Democrat that won in Texas. Nah, ain't none of that junk you talking gonna work. None of it. That he talking, that one talking, and that one talking. The one who worked for President Biden's campaign, the light-skinned black dude with the bald hair, I forget his name, I'm sorry. What he was saying made a lot of sense. But he's saying basically the same thing I'm saying. I don't care if you're from Texas, how many, you got hundreds of thousands of followers and you a voice in the Democratic Party and y'all ain't won an election in 30 years. You need to go sit down. The pundits too. It's that train of thought that y'all listening to from them people on the internet that you following into a loss. You feel me? Somebody said I sound like Mike Epps. I'm just being real, though. They've been listening to the same Democratic strategists, and that's why they losing. The first thing I'm gonna tell you what Elon did at Tesla. He had a lawyer who lost him a big case. You know what Elon did to him? Hey, look, all the strategists who was. All the pundits and strategists y'all listen to in 2024, y'all need to replace all of them. Because I promise you, when they were saying the Democrats didn't have a message, I told you they got the same message that President Trump had, that they had before President Trump. We gonna help make your lives easier and better. That's the same thing the Democrats been saying since I said Barack Obama. But since Jesse Jackson was saying that during the days when Jesse Jackson ran for president in the 80s, progressivism, Bernie Sanders, did his message change? That's what you need. You just need somebody like Bernie. His message ain't never changed, has it? Bernie Sanders, if you get up Bernie Sanders on stage right now, what's the first thing you first expect to hear Big Bernie say? Tax the rich. He been saying that since he been in Congress or Senate. It ain't changed. Why should the Democrats' message change? It's the same message. The Republicans just they got a populist movement on the right that's looking like Democrats. They don't like Israel. They don't like spending money on foreign wars or involvement in foreign wars. And they believe in taxing the rich, even though they're Republican. It's a populist, but that I'm telling you. It don't matter what party you in. You mobilize the youth, I would do that with volunteers and starting a movement. I would start at HBCUs and black businesses across Texas. That's her strength. You got to organize. All that stuff matters. That's going to matter who win or lose. Maybe even more than the message. Who knows? Sometimes, like President Trump, he just, you could run a campaign without being strong on the ground. But I'm saying, if she thinks that registering new voters is crucial to her winning, then she need a whole bunch of volunteers. And that's the first thing I'll be doing. JasmineForUs.com, y'all. Volunteer page. Oh, we going to, Ghost, Ghost. She would probably barely hardly talk to me. Where the campaign director at? Tell dude to come in. Hey, look, who got Jasmine scheduled? Okay, this is what we got popping. January 15th through the 31st. See what she got going on in D.C. because I need 15 days, hopefully consecutive days. I'm going to send her to every HBCU that they have in Houston. At those HBCUs, this is what I want to do. I'm telling the campaign director, you get your team together because you're going to set up tables and y'all going to scout. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for volunteers that is wanting right now to sign up. We need a name, we need a number, and an email address, and who want to work for Jasmine. And you going to every HBCU at the same time you firing up the base, you energizing them, you getting them ground up fire. There's a bunch of young black women or young people, they at them college, that's what Charlie Kirk was doing. They ready to start getting involved in politics. I was telling VP Harris that, some of your main campaigns start, like in North Carolina, I would have been tearing that research triangle up. UNC, I mean, the stuff she's saying, that's what young people want. But you know what I'm saying? Like, after I finished the HBCUs and got my ground, like, I keep on with, she gonna get regular volunteers. She gonna get the people from her district. She gonna get some old people wanting to volunteer for. But I'm saying I have I call them my hit squad, just number hitters, youngsters. Hit the ground, knocking on doors, passing out flyers, driving buses, taking people to. There's so much stuff involved in this stuff. You got this little dude on here talking about, we don't have to be Republican. No, you don't have to be Republican, but you in a Republican state. Smashley says Jasmine is the GOAT. She is the GOAT. What are we talking about? He said, I never went to college. Me being an attorney, I might be wrong. I might not have it with me, but I might, though. I don't have it with me. I don't think. But I might. But I don't think I do, but I might. I never went to college. Really? Oh, really, though? Write my university, write the university and write my community college. I never went to college. That's unbelievable train of thought. Oh my goodness gracious. Y'all, I'm gonna jump down there in the comments with y'all in a second. I got a little bit of time today to play with some knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's what's down there. Smashley, what's up, baby? Smashley, what time you be coming? Every time you come in the stream so late, Smashley. Oh, I guess it's the right time for y'all. Where you from? Down there in the Central Time area zone? So I guess it's like 7 a.m., huh? So, see, like, this boy be going live at like 5 o'clock from where she at. She like, I ain't coming on here at 5 o'clock. Yeah, man, we was in here getting it, man, just a second ago, saying President Trump need to end the Retribution Tour. But look, I got a little clown in here, man. Hold on a second. Let me see something. Guys, I got a snow car. Y'all know what that means if y'all live in the snow. Oh yeah, she made me grab that fold. Thousands of pages. Thousands of pages. You hear that? Thousands. You hear me, Smashley? Smashley, once we get a Miller legal popping, Smashley, I'll give you a job, baby. You hear me? This is what I want y'all to see. Okay, so universities, hold up. Let me make sure y'all don't be seeing none of my information. Social security number, I'm not in school no more, so it don't matter. He said I never went to college. Here's one receipt. But what I want you to see, Smashley, put down there in the chat what that GPA say. If y'all can see the GPA on there, y'all put that in the chat for me. What's that GPA say for me? Put that down in the chat for me. And if you ain't, if I'm not mistaken, don't that say, hold on a second, don't that say career GPA? You know what I'm saying? I changed the major to political science, but a career GPA at the University of Southern Mississippi, and that 3.25, that come from paralegal classes, I promise you. In my paralegal classes, I had like almost a 4.0. Straight paralegal classes, the highest grade in the whole class. I'm talking about all her classes, all her students. It wasn't that many students. It was less than 100 students in all the classes. It don't matter. I had the highest grade. Yeah. Bro, look. You know, hotty toddy, baby. Look, this thing's so old, bro. I got this when I first started Southern Miss in 2015. And I had this folder ever since. Yeah, boy. Hotty toddy, baby. I never been to college. I'm finna go back to college. That's after 169 college credits. How many college credits? It don't say the lifetime. I think I got one that has the lifetime college credits on there. That's after the 169 college credits. Afterwards. But look, this is what you need to worry about. This right here, if Jasmine called me and or any politician call me, I would show them this. Not this document, but it's gonna come from Southern Miss. Because if you look at when I changed my major back to political science classes, my GPA went higher. You look at all my grades on political or government or law classes, that's my strength. When I tried to be, was hotel, restaurant, and tourism management, they started giving me them business classes. I wasn't as good in the business classes. Accounting and stuff like that, that's not my strong suit. She got an accountant. Ghost can't do your numbers or yo. I'm good at numbers, but statistical numbers to do with politics, small numbers. That accounting and all that, I'm not your money man. I'm your brain. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never been to college before. Bro, this is like little child's play. I can't tell you how many college credits this is, but it's definitely more than you're supposed to have at a community college. Well over 100. Probably about, what I got, 169? Yeah, it's over 100 college credits right there. Right there. That's over 100. You can't get no more paralegal certificates than this. I got a lifetime certificate, boy. Career certificate. You can't get no more goated as a paralegal than this. And then on top of this, on top of the goatness, as far as the education wise, you could get a bachelor's in paralegal as a paralegal, but who cares? Well, you gonna learn the same thing. What I want to get a bachelor's as a paralegal? You know what I'm saying? When I got the same degree that's going to do the same thing, your bachelor's just going to pay you a little bit more money. I'm going to start a little bit slower on the totem pole, but not Ghost. You know why Ghost ain't going to start lower on the totem pole? Because Ghost tried to get a job in the city of New Orleans with this stuff. And at that time, they paying $16 an hour. criminal record and everything. It was expunged, but the city seen it. You know, the police, they see that. They gonna give me another chance and everything. Oh yeah, we doing it. So you got the attorneys come in. And you know what I'm saying? It's like 2 attorneys, they females. They work for the city. And she said, look, this is what they do. I put this on everything I love. She said, when you come in the morning, I'm a server or a cook, cooking and serving. At this time, I had never worked in an office before, yet alone a law office. Okay, so I'm thinking she gonna ask me something about some laws or something about some legal stuff or something about a tickler system. I had looked at some notes, some stuff that my paralegal had taught me. I had looked at some notes, bro. So I'm taking notes and everything. I got all these notes about what questions the DA gonna ask you, this and that and this and that. So I'm down there taking notes and everything, bro. And when I get in there, she asked me everything I never thought she would ask me before. When you come in the morning, what's the very first thing you do? And I'm looking at her like I'm trying to figure where she coming from. So I'm like, what you mean the first thing you do? The first thing you do for the attorney? She said, nah, the first thing you do. Like, do you turn on the lights? Do you see what I'm saying? She asking me these questions. So look, what ends up happening is she's ended up doing an interview with a girl who had experience as a paralegal. She didn't have a degree. She had experience as a paralegal. So she ended up hiring a girl with experience, with no degree. And I had a degree and no experience. So you know what that taught me? It taught me it didn't matter how much education that you got, you needed experience with that. Those employers want experience with that education. Even if it's a trade. Even if you learn welding. And you know how complicated it is to learn to weld because that trade is so, there's not as many people in that trade because of that. You see what I'm saying? They'll be quicker to hire an apprenticeship or a new welder to teach them how to weld. But what I'm trying to tell you though, fam, is that these days in 2026, even when I was in the job market, you know what I'm saying? We talking about I had just graduated from the community college and I was trying to make up my mind whether I wanted to go to the university or if I was going to go, you know what I'm saying, get a job as a paralegal. So I was a server at a restaurant named Shaggy's. I was making $800 or better every week. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, man, like, there ain't no paralegal jobs in Mississippi that's going to pay me like this. Let me go to New Orleans. $16 an hour. Nope. We going to hire her. She know what to do when she come in the office in the morning. And you don't. You ain't never worked in no office before, boy. Trying to be a paralegal. You ain't got no experience. So you know what I did? I did something lawyers don't do. I got experience that a lot of lawyers don't have. You know what I did? I don't want my boy Elon getting mad at me. I went and won in the U.S. Court of Appeals. That's what I did. I got all the experience that you need. So now I got them degrees and the experience. I got them both. I got the degrees and the experience. Now I got them both. Bro, I'll be more valuable to a law firm than any paralegal they have on their roster right now. They don't have paralegals on there. I don't care how good that girl is that you got working for you, sir. She can't do your job better than you. Or she might can. Well, give her opportunity. Because I'm saying you can't speculate with me. I had the opportunity to do a lawyer's job, and I won 8 out of 10 cases. Most lawyers don't win 8 out of 10 cases in civil court. Brand new lawyers. I'm a brand new attorney. That's what I'm litigating on that level. As a brand new attorney. That's the level I'm litigating on as a brand new attorney. You feel that? I'm saying I ain't never before been trained by an attorney besides when I was in college. None of that. And I'm going in there litigating as a brand new attorney. I lost my first case and I lost a case when I ghost wrote for a client. I ain't lost a case since. Every other case I won. Every other case I won. With the most recent case I won just about 2 weeks ago. I ain't lost the case since. Every other case I won. And I got the education, and I got the grades, I could do this forever, bro. Like, real talk. Like, as far as ameliorate legal in my business, I could go. Look, what I'm saying is, bro, I could go. Hold on a second. What I'm saying is, bro, oh, my bad. What I'm saying is, bro, I'm saying I could go to any replicable loan company or anything like that. I could go to any of them, bro, and I promise you that I'll get the respect because of what I accomplished. Smashley, don't be a hater. I'm just responding to what the dude said. He said I didn't have no degree, or he talking like I ain't even no paralegal. So don't be a hater, Smashley. I'm just responding to what this other hating dude said, man. That's all I'm doing, baby girl. You feel me? Don't be no hater. I'm just responding to what he said. He said I didn't have a degree. You know, people, they in this day and time, people, they come and they'll say anything, bro. Any kind of falsehood, any kind of, like, just anything to try to win an argument or to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? So I keep receipts. I'm a paralegal. I do legal stuff, legal documents. So, you know, I'm so used to having to prove stuff in court. So that's what I'm saying. I could prove to, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not saying, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's no Democratic strategist who have more qualifications than I do. You know what I'm saying? You might get a Democratic strategist who doesn't have a disability, so you don't have to put up with all that extra stuff that I do. But I'm saying, like, they might have more experience than I do. But I'm saying I don't feel like none better than me. And you see my record in court, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you about the thing it takes to a dude in politics. And I say that humbly. For real. Y'all, we've been streaming for about 2 hours and 7 minutes. Smashley, I was hoping you'd be like Miss Lori, man. Miss Lori Walsh, you know, she my baby. For real, she come in here, bro, like, she just pop in the channel every now and then. Bam, she just start donating, you know what I'm saying? She just pop in the channel every now and then, you know what I'm saying? She makes sure her channel memberships are renewed and everything. So, you know what I'm saying, Smashley, Miss Lori could come in here, she could say whatever she want to say, and she get nothing but love and respect from Ghostwriter. But Smashley, you be coming in here, you know what I'm saying, after we already got the content started, and you be giving the live stream a lot of color, Smashley. I ain't gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? That I will say, I can honestly say you do. You get a live stream color. But one thing I will say, Smashley, though, you know what I'm saying? If you did support the channel, you baby girl. If you had support the channel like Miss Lori do, you know what I'm saying? I have mad respect for you, baby. I got another homie, her name A-New, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a homegirl named Aloha Kitty. All these people, like, as far as I know, I don't know none of these people. And I'm saying all these people, bro, they came on here, bro, and started supporting your boy Ghostwriter, man. You know what I'm saying? They support Ghost love for the truth and telling the truth and not having no spin and no bias. You know what I'm saying? And Smashley, I would hope that you could respect and love that too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, y'all cruising, man. I just want to show y'all, man, this is so cool, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Up here cruising at NYC, man. Y'all feel me? Y'all see, like, every yard almost. And then you see how, like, we on the hill like this, right? So in San Francisco, on that hill, I mean, you could say, well, I guess there are mountains. There are mountains in California too, definitely. But on San Francisco, on them hills, you can just say they got a whole lot of hills. You feel me? But up here in New York on these hills, bruh, look at that, y'all. Tell me, bruh, look at that. How tight is that, man? You know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas to everybody, man. That's so tight, bruh. You know? Man, it's so tight. And look, bruh, like, if y'all from up here, you already know. You know what I'm saying? But like me not being from up here, y'all, I'm sorry. I got to concentrate. I'm on this ice trying to drive this car. My car don't like ice. My tires do not like ice. You know what I'm saying? My car come from the South. My car come from Louisiana, baby. That big N.O. This Catskill Plaza, you know what I'm saying? If you guys didn't know, Catskill is a city in it's a city in the state of New York. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's so tight out here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's cold, but hey, I ain't never experienced the cold. I don't expect to buy no house. Well, I might buy a house just to rent out or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really expect to really be living in a house that is up north, like it's my permanent, like my mainstay house and residence. You know what I'm saying? I really don't expect to do that. Hold on a second, y'all. I have to apologize for doing this, but it's absolutely necessary right now. Well, let me see. No, I'm not do this. I'm back on out here. I'm up here doing all this mouth running and stuff, but I got time though, and I want to stream with y'all. I want to spend that time with y'all. Smashley, I know you got a crush on Big Ghost Rider, Smashley. I ain't gonna tell nobody, Smashley, you got a crush on Ghost though. Smashley, tell me you ain't got a crush on Ghost Rider. I ain't gonna tell nobody, Smashley. But look, I'm just playing. But look, like, man, for real talk though, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Just coming out here, man, and just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just chilling and chopping it up with y'all and going over politics, man. Like, I really enjoy doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen so many people who take YouTube and they build something bigger and greater. And I'm trying to do the same thing. Y'all pardon me for just a second. One thing too, guys, is when you walk in that snow, y'all, my bad. Hey, look, these people, they from up here, so they understand all the ins and outs about it. But I'm not up from up here, and bro, I hate my feet and my shoes. They be getting wet. You know what I'm saying? I don't even keep them on, bro. Real talk. They really ain't supposed to be in a car like this, getting my floorboards and stuff messed up like that. You know what I'm saying? Because this BMW has been a special vehicle for your boy, Big Ghost Rider. You know what I'm saying? Spend a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily expect to, after I finish this little escapade or journey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I still don't have that many miles on it. It's less than 87,000 miles on this car. Less than 87,000. You know what I'm saying? Most people would consider that like a brand new car, especially an XI or the smaller BMW crossovers that they say those are the best BMWs, the engines that they ever made. Most dependable and reliable. And I can't tell you, this car is very dependent. I could tell. I've owned Acuras all my life. So I'm thinking getting a BMW, it have to have low miles for me to buy it, especially how much money they charge me for it or how much money I owe them. You know what I'm saying? So I said, man, the low miles on it, I'm going to just take a chance. And since I'm taking that chance, I'm going to tell you, bro, this car is very dependable. They say it's the most dependable BMW they make. I have to salute BMW for this one, though. Real talk, this is a nice car. and I'm thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if somebody want it, it'll be for sale probably within 6 months. I just gotta finish whatever I got going on over here, and as soon as I get this stuff taken care of, you know what I'm saying? I think my next vehicle I'm gonna get will be like a Range Rover. I think a Range Rover is the last vehicle that I ever wanted when I was a little kid that I didn't buy. I used to tell my sisters and them I was gonna get all these expensive cars. I told them I was gonna get a Lexus, I was gonna get this car, this car. I done bought and owned all of them. BMW is and then the Range Rover would be the last one that I said I was gonna get that I hadn't get. Smashley said in Taco Smell, nah, he would own stocks in Taco Smashley. Why listen, why would you have a last why would your name be Smashley? Hey look, why would your internet name be Smashley? Cause look, where I'm from, if they calling you Smashley, you already know what that means. Why would you come on stream with your internet name Smashley? Come on, girl. No, expensive car, they're not overrated. That's why that cheap car be broke down on the side of the road. Expensive cars will too, but not if you get the right one. An Acura is an Acura for a reason, Smasher. That thing will run forever. You know what I'm saying? Mercedes, they have some of the best engines in the world if you take care of them. You just got to take European cars, you just got to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? But I highly disagree with that, Smashy. I highly disagree with that. I don't think expensive cars are overrated. They're not expensive because, well, some people buy them because of the name. But I'm saying I didn't buy this car because of the name. I promise you that. If it was the case, I would have got a Camaro. It was this car, it was a Camaro, and it was a red Mercedes Benz. It was this car, it was a Camaro, and it was a red Mercedes. And those were three vehicles that I had to choose from. So I could tell you for 1,000% fact that I didn't buy this vehicle like because it was an expensive car. I would have got the red Mercedes. A red Mercedes SUV. I'm talking about on the inside, it's super clean. It's cleaner than this Beamer. And a Camaro. And I decided on a BMW. It was about the amount of miles that the car had. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying like, bro, I put this car, I run this car. I could testify, I run this car. It's very dependable vehicle, man. For sure. Smashy, what you talking about? My question is, why they call you Smashy? I'll be right back. Why they call you Smashy? like, man, y'all still here? I thought y'all was gone. You know what I'm saying? I apologize about that. You know what I'm saying? I had to step away for just a second, man. They just down there clowning anyway. They ain't really talking about nothing, you know? Smashley, you still there? You gone? Y'all gone, man? Y'all out? You know what I'm saying, bro? That's my time, man. I apologize about that, but we did stream for over 2 hours and 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I did deliver all the content that you guys needed, you know, or the content that, according to the story, I said I was going to deliver. I want to start off by saying, oh, Smashley, you still there? I was finna get on out of here. Smashley, you trying to hang out with Ghost, man? I'll hang out with you, Smashley, if you trying to hang out with your boy Ghost Rider, man. What we talking about? We talking politics or what we talking about? Oh, you said you explained it. Hold on, let me see. You driving on a fully loaded Cadillac, really? Got you. But you know, hey, but like would girls be called that or whatever, you know, that could be like, they could look at that as like, that could be a bad nickname, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, girl? hey, I'll make sure they understand, like, if that's my nickname, hey, I'll make sure they understand. Hey, that ain't why they call me that, though. I'll make sure they understand why they call me Smashley, though. Man, let me see what she's saying. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you got a name named Smashley, you know what I'm saying? It just sounds like, you know what I'm saying, that could be kind of derogatory a little bit, you know? My girl says she's smoking green and finna take a nap. Smashley, where you from? If you don't mind me asking, young lady. You be showing up, though, all the time, man. I like that. She show up all the time, man. Be participating in everything. Smashley, I'm telling you, though, if you donate to the channel, I like you so much more. I like you as much as I like Miss Lord. I'm just playing. Hey, G, I said Smashy. I wish I could. You don't even know what she look like. Hey, G.I., you don't know what she look like. You don't know who she is, what she look like. You don't even know if she a female. You gotta at least see her first. Don't start the wishing before you lay your eyes on her in person. You feel me? Oh, you say you from Chicago? Nah, that ain't what he meant. That ain't what he meant. You from Chicago? Is that your real picture though? How old are you? Y'all, we are not, this is not holler at Smashley session. This is get to know your moderators and channel members better session. She said she'll be 42 on St. Patty's Day, so she old enough. She a grown woman. Nice to meet you, Miss Smashley. My name is Ghost. I'm glad you here. What's your political affiliation? Are you a Republican or a Democrat? Or independent or a moderate or what? Oh, G.I., you said she married? Oh, that's cool. That's great she married. You know what I'm saying? Married women could donate to the channels too. Miss Lori was married. Miss Lori married. I mean, like, probably every girl that come on this live stream probably married, bro. You ain't got to worry about me trying to. I promise you. But I'm saying, if you on my stream like that all the time, and you like, I'm gonna try to see who you are, get to know you. Oh, I'm 45. You heard me, 45, baby, trying to stay alive. You said you typically vote Democrats, so that means you like a swing voter. I feel that. I noticed that you be clowning, though, a lot. I noticed you be clowning a lot. G.I., it sound like you just doing some sideline hater. It sound like you a sideline hater, G. I'm gonna have to smash it. I'm not no hater like that. I like to give the haters a voice too, but I'm gonna just put them in time out for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like 10 minutes, man, because he keep on throwing in comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my conversation on. You got that little sideline. You know what I'm saying? You said he ain't hating, but he keep on talking while I'm trying to talk to you. I don't need him to help you talk. Is he your husband? Why he speaking for you? You 42 years old. You a grown woman. I don't need him to talk while I'm trying to have a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Anything you need to say, you got a mouth and a tongue that God gave you, so you can say it. We don't need no little sideline dudes on the sideline trying to referee a conversation between two. That's like some G.I. Joe. That's his name, G.I. Joe. No, change your name. Don't get the military a bad name, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't give the military a bad name. Oh, he was just being active. He being a little too active. You feel what I'm saying? So look, Smashley, you know, if you don't mind me asking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, about what kind of field do you work in for a living? You know what I'm saying? He'll be back in 9 minutes. He could come back in 9 minutes. Smashley, what kind of field you work in for a living? What you do for a living? Oh, you a cook. So you a cook in Chicago, smoking greens and taking naps. I think I like it. What your husband do for a living? You know what I'm saying? My boy say, Ricky says, is Bitcoin or gold a better investment? What you mean right now? I don't know. Gold kind of expensive. If you would have bought in like before President Trump got elected, but what y'all think? Gold gonna keep? I think gold probably gonna keep going higher. But I don't know too much about Bitcoin, but I think the price of gold is just gonna continue to increase over time. That's what I think in the short term. If you can expect gold to go up, if the economy isn't doing its best, then yeah, I would definitely expect gold to increase in the short term. Definitely. But that's because I know more about gold than Bitcoin. You just researching both. I'm not a money person, money man kind of dude. Man, a local one iron worker. That's cool, Smashley. That's cool. So Smashley, you know how you become even beyond blessed? You got to get in that. I know he got to be throwing you the credit card, Smashley. He got to throw you the credit card. Smashley, when he come home from work today, you got to say, listen, baby, I know this dude on YouTube. I'm going to put you down with him. His name Big Ghost Rider. You feel me? And he be spitting them facts, you know, and I feel like we need to support him, Smash. The Smasher, you be feeling what I be saying, though, because you be up in here all the time. So are you coming in here feeling what I'm saying, or you just coming in here to clown? You probably just clowning. And vice versa. You didn't even have to say the vice versa part. He take good care of you. That's good to know. You feel me? You feel me? She said, I have access to all the monies, girl. That's what I'm talking about. You is off the chain, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey, look. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure you like a good, upstanding young lady and all that good stuff like that. But what I'm just saying, man, I just wouldn't. I don't know. Like, I'm out here sweating for the monies, and my baby, you know what I'm saying? She like at the crib, and she like, no, smoking weed and taking naps. I know you got some homeboys, man. See, I know you do. As much as he probably be working and stuff, you got some homeboys. You know what I'm saying? You know your girl be blowing. Smasher, you know your girl be blowing and stuff. You know she got it. Well, you in Illinois, so you just go to the dispensary. But you know what I'm saying? You know you be getting social and stuff when you be blowing. You got a homeboy too, you know what I'm saying? He'll come through. He like, oh, Smash, what you doing, baby girl? Yeah, oh yeah, Kevin, he at work. Oh yeah, go ahead, slide through, you know what I'm saying? We hit the blunt, you know what I'm saying? You be blowing with your homeboy and stuff, you know? So they call you Smashley, right? Oh, you said grandkiddos. Golly. Grandkiddos, goodness gracious, ma'am. So you old like that? No, I'm just playing. Congratulations to Smashley. Congratulations, girl. You hear me? So you in Illinois, but if you was in the state of Texas, would you vote for Jasmine Crockett? That's my question to you, Smashley. We might as well have you on the live stream so we could do an interview with you right now. You become a great aunt. Well, congratulations, man. Real talk. That's awesomeness. You know what I'm saying? Family. Big family. And your husband take good care of you. Oh, you say you love Jasmine. That's what's up. Now you my homegirl. You feel me? Now you my friend, Smashley. That's what I want to hear. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear, young lady. That's awesomeness. So you say you from Illinois? I was in Illinois not too long ago, man. You know what I'm saying? I like Champaign though. I think Champaign pretty straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I like Chicago. I don't really care for the bottom of the city. I mean the bottom of the state. It's way too like country. Oh yeah, she is though. For real though. Yes, she is. I just smash it. I just be worried about like, her being able to communicate to certain kind of voters. That's what I worry about the most. You feel what I'm saying? I worry about her being able to communicate to everyone. Not just look, so we separate people by their classes or by the way they vote and stuff. So I'm saying I'm not looking at this guy like he's a Republican. I just want her to be able. That's why I identify them directly like farmers. They have to be disgruntled. There has to be a substantial number, at least a few thousand or more, that would be willing to vote for a candidate who, you see what I'm saying, who would offer them prospects of a better, someone who understands the farming industry. You know what I'm saying? Texas got a lot of farmers, so my only hope is that she would be able to communicate not just with Republicans, or for me to use the word Republicans, but to all voters. Just be able to have a message that will resonate with every different type of voter there is. Oh, you said you lived down south growing up, so you country? That's true. That's real true, Smashley. I like that. You seem like you pretty cool. You my age too, and you from Illinois. That's what's up. You just like Miss Lori, ain't you? Miss Lori about the same. She a little bit older though, and she from Pennsylvania, and she cool as a fan. As the other side of the pillow. Smash it. We just got to get you to get a little bit more of your husband money. You hear me, fam? We just got to get you to, you know what I'm saying? Get a couple of more of them Benjamins. About that, nah, I'm just playing. Let me stop, man. For sure, for sure. Are you a Christian, Smash it? If you mind me asking, are you a religious person or a spiritual person at all? You said you very country. It's not wrong with being country. Especially in Illinois. It's a different kind of country, but it ain't nothing wrong with being country. I think Jasmine country. I like country girl. Real talk. Even if they not, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I'm from there, so like I moved there. That's where I'm at right now. But I moved straight from rural New York into New York City like it ain't nothing. I don't care what they are. They could be country, they could be city, they could be black, they could be white, they could be short, they could be tall, they could be fat or skinny. It all gonna be the same with me. I feel that. I feel that. Oh, you was raised Pentecostal. You said you not super religious these days. You take your kids and your grandkids to church, huh? Your kids and your grandkids go to church, don't they? Or no? Miss Mashley, I'm just kicking it with you, man. I'm just getting to know you better. You feel what I'm saying? I appreciate, though, you coming in here, though. You come in here all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? You be showing love all the time, man. And I like that. Real talk. You be participating in the conversations. I probably just start a little bit too early for you. I feel you. I feel you. So, do you consider yourself, Smashly, more on the, I don't want to say urban side or what? What? How I'm trying to say this? I don't know how to say this. Smashly, like I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll just let that question go, and I think it'll just reveal itself over time. You feel me? You feel me, Smashly? I ain't judgmental at all, you know? At all. Oh, that's cool though. You say he 23? You got a 23-year-old? That's what's up. That is what's up. You said you're not sensitive. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, like I'm having a conversation with you on the live stream, so it's a certain amount of decor that I will have. And second of all, even though you're not sensitive, you are a woman. Not just a woman, you somebody's wife too. And it's not my wife. So you know what I'm saying? And if you wasn't my wife and you just a female, like I still, it's a certain way that I would talk or address or deal with or approach women. That's a little different than men. You feel me? With a woman, you know, I'm a lot more gentler. But with a dude though, like G.I., my boy G.I. back, I'm ready to go round for round with G.I. though. You feel me? I told you he coming back. Hey, bro, bro, if I was a hater, I would have blocked you like that, though. I was just trying to see what's up with Smashy, bro. It's like you was over there trying to block. You can't block no 42-year-old married woman who on my live stream conversating with me. How you gonna block that? You can't block that. If I was that kind of person, you couldn't block that. But she ain't even, the reason why she feels so free is because she don't feel like, I don't think she feel like I'm that kind of person. I don't particularly take her to be a loose female for real, but she probably feel comfortable because she, if you listen to me, Tommy, I'm talking about Jesus on the end of the, on the end of the live stream, she know like it ain't no sense in trying to like block in a situation where no blocking is necessary. You feel me? Let me try to holler at it first before you try to block. You know, I'm saying you could join the conversation, but try to be positive. Help me get the answers that I'm looking for. GI, you feel me? Or you could just be a better man and you could just donate for it. You could just be like, hey, you know, Smashly, you could buy Smashly a channel membership right now, GI, for Christmas. You could buy a channel membership for Christmas straight up. Y'all, when I first started, I don't care if this live or not. When I first started Legal Wars Live, this is what I did. Straight up. Like, I get down there with people like Smashly. That's how we had people that would, like, all the time come. Because it would be times and I would be down in the chat the whole time and it would be like, that's Aloha Kitty. Hey, knew that's how Miss Lori Walsh. Miss Lori came in the stream this morning and I really didn't even get to communicate with her because I was doing the content. You know what I'm saying? But this how I used to do the streams. I used to didn't have no content. I just say whatever I felt. And I get down in the comment, what G.I. say? He said, I don't know her. She said she was married. You weren't reading the comments because you was driving looking for houses. Hey, G.I. like that. I like that was smooth, though. But that's probably not like... G.I., I force and form laws in this country. I dictate laws. Real talk, bro. You know, I was arrested. Bro, listen, I can't call or count the times I've been pulled over and arrested literally in the last year. So in New York, I was arrested. You know, I was in Connecticut too. Look, so both of them charges, so the Connecticut one, that got them a lawsuit, and I'm finna get them charges thrown out. So what happened in New York, I went to court yesterday. That's why I got off the stream early. And I want to shout out the state of New York. Since G.I. brought that up, I want to shout out the state of New York for doing some stand-up stuff, the right thing, and they dropped the charges. The state of New York dropped the charges. It's the state of New York. They dropped the charges. It was state troopers. And they dropped the charges. So I've been arrested 25 times, and there's only one set of charges out there. I'm not arrested. I've been pulled over 25 times, literally, in over 5 states. And out of them 25 times in 5 states, only one set of fake charges still stand, and they gonna get thrown away too. All going in the trash can. I don't even know why you wasted time or the government's time trying to mess with me. I'm not, you got to understand what kind of person I am. There ain't nothing that could deflect who I am. Ain't no female can deflect me, bro. Bro, you know how many states I've been to? You want to know how many girls I've seen face to face? I'm talking about gorgeous women all over this country. How many opportunities I have with females, bro? Like, you got to understand. I'm kind of inquisitive. I'm going to try to see what's going on. I want to see what's going on. So I'm going to ask a whole bunch of questions. I'll flirt with her too. Not that I know she married, but if I didn't know she was married, that's just part of my personality. I'm going to flirt with her hard. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying G.I. Bill, G.I. Joe trying to get in the Kool-Aid. He didn't know the flavor. G.I., you need to buy her a channel membership right now. That's what you need to do for Christmas. You need to buy Miss Married Smashly a channel membership for Christmas. Real talk, though. Smashly, I really appreciate you being here, baby. On everything. You show up, you participate, you talk your smack, and you one thing you get out of female, usually female listeners or viewers, for me being a male, is they more loyal. The guys just show up and they just be smack talking. But I had so many females on this live stream like Smashly that it's just right, it's cooler with them. And then they usually donate. When they start donating, they more loyal and they support you and everything. I wish I had conversations I covered where you would have a bunch of female listeners. I guess you do have female listeners in politics, but they probably not gonna follow Ghost. The ones like Smashley will, the real ones though, you could tell Smashley real as I don't know what. I'm sorry, Smashley. Bye, baby. See you next time. See you tomorrow. Bro, what? G.I., you so crazy. You are so crazy. You crazy and lame. I ain't trying to hate on you, my dog. Real talk, but you crazy and lame. That's like no, that's not second grade. Let me stop. Okay, in my 20s, you probably would have said that to me. I had some work to do in my 20s. When I hit my 30s, I hit my stride on no females in my 30s. Real talk. I got so much game, bro. I got game for days. I got haters for days, too. Gee, I got haters for weeks, for months, for years, but I got game for days. Ain't nobody looking for no females. I'm not trying to get no females like talking about. And you got a wife? I'll get a wife. How did you get a girl, get a female, bro? I'm a grown. I'm finna be 46 years old. You feel me? And I got aspirations. I got dreams. I got things in my life that I feel like need fixing. I haven't reached nowhere close to my potential. Those are things that are more pressing and more important at 46 than doing something I done. I can't count the number of times in my lifetime. Smashley would just be, and I hate to say that about her like that. That's another man's wife, but it just would be numbers for me. It's all numbers. See what I'm saying? You got to think about that. When I look at a girl, she just numbers. Just, you know how I do numbers. That's how if you see 10 girls, I'm going to holler at 10. I might knock down 3 or 4 of them, and that's my numbers. So if I holler at 50 girls, I know I'm going to knock at least 15 of them. Or between 10 and 15. That's what I was on, just doing numbers. But I don't play them guys. I'm a grown Christian man who come on a live stream telling people about Jesus all the time. You got to remember that. If I was you, I would just let me talk to see what I would say or do. I would try to, especially on the live stream, let them, because I'm a single man. I know the scriptures, just like I know the law. I know the scriptures. I know what I can and say. I could, if she was a single female, I'll flirt with her as much as I want to. I'll take her to dinner. Just you don't sin. I know what a sin is too. I know what God said about sinning. It's just whether or not you can do it and control yourself. And if you can't control yourself, that's the whole point of Christianity. Right or wrong, or indifferent. To be able to control yourself, you got to be able to. I taught myself and learned that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just move back out the way, bro. Don't worry about me, bro. I'm straight. I've been in females put themselves, especially in, I'll say Michigan, very compromising situations around me with no fear, worries, or nothing. That ain't new for me. I wouldn't be surprised if I got up with some females. They start like changing and getting dressed. It's like because they feel comfortable. They just know that it's just not gonna be that. I'm very respectful, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man. I'll holler at. I ain't gonna even say that. Like, you know, if it was that, it wouldn't be that. But like, I'm not chasing that, and like that's why she up in the stream like she is, cause she know. I mean, you could say that she whatever she is, but she up in here because she feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? She dig the energy, and from my energy, she just tell that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just a cool, good dude. You renewed your player card, man. Whatever. I been gave up a player card. I gave that up so long ago. Bro, I'm an old man. That's how I view myself. It don't matter how people view me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many female. They like, I know it. I could tell little younger fit like them 20-some-year-olds. They'll be like allergic to me or magnet or something. Like I could, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna do with a girl who 22 years, 23 years old? She just be a number. I don't need no more numbers, bro. I don't need the numbers. I more need a companion. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no numbers. And before, like anything, like I ask everybody, I talk to anybody, have questions. Like if I hadn't seen you on here, Michael Bailey, I don't know if I seen Billy England, I don't know if I seen you on here. Smashley, I see her on here every day. And she do be talking when I don't get to connect with people. So like, cause I see her, I'm gonna talk to her. In some downtime, I'm trying to get to 3 hours of streaming. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to connect with her too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I get her on the channel. That's what you got to do. You connect with people. She always showing up. She always participating. Bro, G.I., please, bro. You a hater, man. You said what car was revoked. Boy, you crazy. You wish. That's what they did to you. They revoked your car. Hey, G.I., hey, look. You little silly dude. If you crack a joke like that and you make me laugh like that, I'm going to make you a moderator. I like that. They revoked the player card as soon as they gave it to me. Is that my boy MLK? Oh, no. He said he got his white privilege card in the mail. Man, I know people say that, man. Some people, what about the people? So, look, this is what I'm saying. You going to say Elon had white privilege? From South Africa, immigrant from South Africa. You call Elon white privilege? Some black people would say it was. But I wouldn't say he had white privilege like the white boys that I grew up, who last name Fayard. That's like a Kennedy in Biloxi. Fayard. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of people like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people who have white privilege. I'm saying, like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I ain't gonna say it's an excuse. I don't know if it's white privilege because I think the poor white people, they got the same disadvantages as we do, as the black people. I think it's only white privilege if your last name is a name that has some weight. If you just your family from the trailer park, you think a white person who family from the trailer park, they have white privilege? I guess some of them do. I'm just saying, but I don't think most of them do. I don't know if it's white privilege. It might be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get that from Smashley. That's why I was cool with her. I don't get that from her. She's very relaxed. Very relaxed. You get a white girl like that, it's a black guy moderating. It's coming in here. How she know this ain't a bunch of black people? And she a white girl with her picture white, and she's super relaxed. So I'm a very observant person. That tells me that she's very cool with. She probably cool like. Who really cool like on black, like she probably married to one. And I might be dead wrong. But I'm saying Miss Lori is a Latina. And Miss Lori, I could tell you 10,000, 100,000, 10 million% that she is very cool or comfortable around African Americans. Very cool. Yeah, she is cool. She is cool, folks, bro. She funny too, though, man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I like that energy, man. That participation. Y'all keep the chat jumping and live while I'm doing the live stream, y'all. We got 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what I said, bro. Like I know black guys who got privilege growing up. I'm not saying white people don't have a privilege, because white people do have privilege. But I'm saying, like, I don't think it's as prevalent. Go back under my video tabs and watch the very first We the People. I discussed that. The Republican, Democrat, that matters. Yeah, white, black, that matters. All of the stuff matters. I'm not saying it don't play a part, but I'm saying the biggest part that is played is the part that should be, or the part that is played on money. It's about wealth and finances and social classes. That's the biggest thing in America in 2025, 2026. It's about how much money you got. It's not necessarily about a race, even though race plays a part. It's not necessarily about a political affiliation, even though political affiliation. Look, that's a good point you brought up. Here's what I try to explain myself. So, there's a lot of things that you people vote on for the election. Where President Trump said they eating the cats and the dogs, I could guarantee you there was people in that community in Ohio that he was addressing. Their main issue was immigration. But immigration wasn't the main issue of the presidential election. You understand that? That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing like that, like where there is race, it plays a factor. But if you Michael Jordan's son, he black. But if you Michael Jordan's son or Oprah Winfrey's child, society gonna smile on them. I don't care what nobody say. Like, I'm telling you, the younger and yeah, they gonna smile on them. Money is money. Money talk. Oprah Winfrey and Michael Jordan, they got more money than anybody in the court, probably. Any of the judges, prosecutors, jury, anybody. They mega rich. That's what the rich is. That money talk louder than the race. But the race does speak. You know what I'm saying? Like immigration, like that might matter to some people. Transgender rights might matter. This might matter. But the cost of living is the main focus with the majority of the people. When I'm saying on the situation, it's the same thing. The amount of money you got in the bank is the main focus with the majority of the people. If you got money, you could have a white person out there doing and saying everything you trying to do and say. You could get represented by a white man if you got money. It'd be the same like almost as if you was white. You can surround yourself with white people and let them represent you. And you a black person. You got money, man. You gonna make it. P. Diddy. Anybody who ain't got no money, you don't got the money to fight those charges. You need somebody like Ghost to fight them charges, but I got the knowledge of the law, which is worth any amount of money that you could think of. But the average person don't have that knowledge. You got to pay a really good attorney to fight against what the Homeland Security was trying to do with P. Diddy. But I'm saying, y'all, the race it does matter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that race doesn't matter. Just race isn't the main factor in privilege. I think it's money. The privilege comes from money. I don't think nobody in the conservative movement, Charlie Kirk didn't really care that Candace, I mean, he had a relationship with her, but he didn't care that she was black. But he talked all that smack about black people and those black issues and that black everything. But he didn't care that Candace was black. What was the main issue? The main issue will always be about money. That's what it's about. I guarantee you with Charlie Kirk behind his death, it's money. Somebody probably gave him money or put money or something to do with money. And because he didn't go with the program, they felt like they had control it's money. The Bible say, I was talking to my mama about this the other day, money is the root of all evil. God wouldn't be saying that if it wasn't true. Money, not lust. People talk about lust, like lust is it's money. It's not even greed. It's money. The love of money is the root of all evil. God's saying that all evil, not some evil, not part of the evil, all evil that starts, if you trace it all the way down to the very bottom of that root, that problem, God said, is the love of money. Facts. Y'all, we got about 5 minutes. We just hit 3 hours. That y'all hear me crank it up. I only did 2 yesterday, so I said I was gonna do 3, but I ain't gonna go too much longer because we got to stream on Monday, Tuesday. We not streaming tomorrow. I got a lot to catch up on. We streaming on Thursday, not streaming on Friday, but we doing Jasmine for Texas on Saturday, and then on Sunday we starting the Prince of Peace. So that's 5 streams, and then not streaming Monday. We're going to stream on Tuesday. And then I got a video that I still got to film and edit and everything for Prince of Peace, the video for Christmas, for Christmas Eve. So, guys, y'all give me just a second. I'll be right back with y'all, fam, and I'll go ahead and get the outro out. Man, I had a subpoena to do. I got some work to do that I ain't been able to get done, man, but it's all good, man. I got that case dropped at court, so that was the main thing to me. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pop this heat on real quick, and I'm going to step out the car real quick, man. Y'all give me just a second, man. We going to go ahead and close this out. Wait, hold on a second. Look, guys, while we waiting for that second, I'm going to just let y'all take a peep at my surroundings. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in Hudson Valley, New York. I call it Hudson River Valley because that's what it is. If you start up, I say like Catskill, like not at the very top of the Hudson River, because I think the very top of the Hudson River goes to Albany or something like that. It's the New York capital. But if you come down south, probably I say about 30 or 40 miles north of the city of New York, that's the Hudson River. And the Hudson River separates New York and New Jersey. There's mountains along the river. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that's just a regular, you know what I'm saying? Those are like how the houses look. Guys, look, I'm gonna say this before I get out of here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be in New York. I know eventually, you know what I'm saying, I'm probably gonna move back, I would think. Or I have to find a strategy to where I have to combat the situation. I figure a lot of that is I'm gonna work out or work through Christmas or after during Christmas time. What I'm saying is there is a chance, though, that I'll move back across America. I'm going to move back across America. I'm going to. I don't know when it's happening, but it's going to happen. Look, I'm in New York. It's already Christmas time. It's already cold as I don't know what. It would be perfect for me to be in Miami right now, or to be in San Diego right now, or even just north of Los Angeles. That would be perfect for me right now. But I'm saying I'm already in New York. It's already cold. I already put 15,000 miles on my car. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm looking for a time. And the time is February or March. Okay, while I'm up here, I got stuff that I could be handling and doing, and I need tires and all kind of other stuff. I got to file court documents. I got the biggest case of my life. The pretrial conference is on January the 12th. That's against the city, me going against the city. I got a lot going on, bro. I promise you. And I still building my life and doing this podcast and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, in my mind, like, I'm trying to get to Cali like around March. That was the plan last year. Instead of going to Cali, I went to North Carolina and I upgrade my discharge in the military. That's not worth that trip to North Carolina. That's not worth that. So whenever that discharge, when they finish, look, all the people tell me to go to a disability lawyer. I don't need your advice, or military doctor. I don't need your advice. I don't need your help. I know I got this. As soon as my discharge get upgraded, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get my disability with the military. Like, I'll be super duper straight. Plus doing cases, I'm talking about blessed beyond measure. But we ain't to that point. Let me get back to what I said. I just did the weave, y'all. Look, so I went to North Carolina or whatever instead of going west. But like, if y'all go back and look at the content, you still see it under the live stream. Legal Wars Live going to Cali. I was doing live stream about Governor Newsom like I'm finna go to California. Instead of going west, though, we went, Tennessee, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York. That's which way we went. So you gonna put the biggest city in America, the biggest metropolitan in the world, really, one of them, the best city, like New York City, you gonna put New York last or first? I put New York first. Not hating on Cali. It might be saved the best for last. I'm saying, where you want to be in the summertime? Where you want to be in March? You want to be in New York or you want to be in Cali? Because I'm saying I'm already cold. So in March, guess what? You going to come to the cold. It's still going to be cold up here in March and in April. But I'm saying go to San Diego in March. Go to Miami in March. You feel me? Go out to Cali in March or Colorado. Colorado will be cold. But I mean, the summer is coming. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The summer coming, bro. I'll be running my car all the time. Poor baby, man. Be stressing my baby. You know what I'm saying? 24/7, boy. But I'm talking about it's just a good vehicle. It's a good machine. That's why I was telling Smashley, you know what I'm saying? Like, at certain points, it make a difference that you get a machine that's built is quality. I need quality right now. Real talk. You are Somali because you stole my heart. Somalian? No, I am not a Somalian. Somebody said, King Fire. What's up, King Fire? King Fire said, be in Belize or Florida, definitely. Florida is like, bro, like Miami. Come on, man. Like, who gonna hate on that proposition? We'll be in Miami right now. Bro, if I was in Miami, I'd be live streaming on the beach, outside. Still, I'll start another tour if I went to Miami. But I'm saying I already been to Miami personally a trillion times. And then from Miami, where would I do? I'll just tour Florida. I don't think you need a tour of the entire state of Florida. I hit Florida like I hit Michigan. Every city. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where I come in at, if I come in at Jacksonville, I'm going to go down to Miami. I'm going to come back over to the Gold Coast to Tampa, and then I'm going to end on the Panhandle. But then where I go? To Alabama? I go to Mississippi. I got 3 months of content from Mississippi on Legal Wars Live. Then where I go? Louisiana? I ain't went to New Orleans yet. I did all of Texas. That part of the country over here, that's why I went to New York. From Texas to the east, there's nothing left that I want to see. Or really that I feel like I ain't had content on. Well, Missouri? I'm saying Missouri. Missouri and Michigan are 2 different states. I'll admit it. But to me, once I hit I was in the Midwest, like Illinois, like all them states. Illinois, Missouri, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan. Man, that's the same thing, really. I ain't got time. I'm trying to finish this stuff. Like, I ain't got time to push through every single state in America. Like, I would drive, I'm going to ride through. So I'm going to ride through Jersey. I'll ride through What's another state? Like ride through Maryland or whatever. I ride through, but like y'all be for real. We going to Cali. That's the destination. Like I probably ain't even gonna pull the camera out and start recording till I get to about Colorado, New Mexico. I'll probably be down south, so I'll probably smash through Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably go through New Mexico. That's when I'm gonna start recording. One stop in Arizona and push through Arizona like it's Ohio. Don't stop in those states like he pushing that. We stop in Phoenix, we gonna keep on pushing. Stop it. I'll spend some time, a little time in Nevada. I'll chill in Nevada a little bit more. Those warm weather states too. But we gonna go west. You know what I'm saying? If any commute, any kind of commute from New York will be to bam and bam. It's not gonna be no cameras out, riding, stopping cities. It ain't gonna be like that. I done did all of it. So when I leave New York, if I'm going to North Carolina, I'm going to do all 12 of them hours. 14 of them, I'm trying to get all 14 of them in one day. Y'all ain't going to, I'm going to be in New York, and when I pick up the camera, I'm going to be in North Carolina. That's how I'm going to do that. If I'm going out west, I want to get to Missouri. That's one day. We doing all 15 of them. And then from Missouri, I'll go to Colorado or New Mexico. That's 2 days. I'm out west. I'm not going to sit there and play around like I did before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, I'm putting miles on this car. This ain't no rental. You know what I'm saying? And how much money I pay for this car, like I'm gonna make a profit off of it. With them miles, I gotta be through before 100,000 miles, bro. I'm not getting over 100,000 miles on this car. Before I sell it, it's a BMW. How much money you gonna get for a BMW over 100,000 miles? So I ain't got none but about 12 to 13,000 more. That's only gonna be like 6 months, max. I like VA. What's wrong with VA? I like VA King Fire for real. Virginia got some of the prettiest waterfalls in America. That's what I'm saying. But like, that's what you don't understand. If I did that, I would never I need to rent a car, rent a truck, rent something. That's expensive. That's gonna I'm not gonna be able to afford that. Like I'm hitting these states during my normal living. See what I'm saying? I'm living too. I'm living a life too while I'm like this, like a vacation, but it's my life though. You see what I'm saying? You say why I'm saying that? I'm saying that because I still gotta live my life while I do the vacation thing. But I'm saying Virginia, I want to so bad, but I'm saying that'd be something I could do. Like, okay, yeah, I've been to Virginia before multiple times. But I'm saying, like, as far as like how I've been doing, spending those 5, 6, 7 cities, 8 cities, every city in the state, doing content. Like, if I do Virginia, you're gonna do Maryland. You do Maryland, do Jersey. You do Jersey, do Massachusetts. Well, I rode through Massachusetts at least. Do Rhode Island. Something just happened in Rhode Island. Yo, go to Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I never get to California. America's so big. That's what I'm saying. Like, the thing is, when I started in May and went to North Carolina, I should have just kept going. I shouldn't have went back to Mississippi and wasted that month, and I wasted a lot of money back in Mississippi. I should have just kept going. But I went back, and then so I recircled pretty much the states. I just spent more time in Tennessee, and I didn't last time. But whenever I left Mississippi in May, my first stop is Chattanooga every time. So I started in Tennessee. So when I go back and hit the road again in July, I'm in Tennessee. All that time I'm in Tennessee. That's what I'm saying. And I don't want to keep hitting the same states. I'm going to flash them states. I'm going to flash them straight up. Hey, where my boy Angelo at? Angelo, I love you, my dog, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, like somebody, unless, if it was a paid show, if I was doing a paid show, I'll go to Jersey tomorrow. Y'all gonna pay me to go to Jersey to do a show? That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm gonna flash them states. Look, I'm counting the days and the time. West Coast is March. That's a long way to drive. I put not only the 15,000 miles on this car, I run this car like. That's what I'm saying. So like, this is the number one priority. I'm not just gonna go driving. Like, this the number one priority right here in this situation with this tour. So for me to California, I could get in the car and drive to Cali tomorrow. But I'm saying for me to California, for me to do it the way I want to do it, living my life too, that's like a march. Like all the way in Cali. I'm saying I'm going to start moving my feet though here like after New Year's probably or something. Unless something break in New York. Because I'm saying once I leave New York, then like we going all the way west. What else I'm doing after I leave? It ain't nothing else. That's the whole reason for the trip was to come to the Empire State. That's the whole reason for the trip. And New York loving on me, and I'm loving on them too. I'm up here loving on them. Yes, indeed. That's why I'm here. You think they don't understand the situation? They all, what you up here for? What you up here for? What you up here for? He sought refuge in our state. Oh, he's seeking refuge. Why he seek refuge in our state? Because he think it's a beacon of justice and democracy. It's a love affair. Not really, but I'm just saying it's like a beneficial situation. Not really for them either. But they provided the services and the help. And I believe in this state. I believe in what they, like, even Connecticut, it's unfortunate the situation that happened. But I can't say that because they hadn't fed me and gave me money and did all kind of, to this day, the state of Connecticut. What I'm going to say? That's why I'm up here. That's why I chose to come up here. But I'm saying when I finish this, I'm saying Midwest, South, and East Coast. That's check, check, check. If I miss your state, I'm sorry. But I could count them off. Texas, Louisiana, if y'all wanted me to stop, you got to give me some. I stopped in Mississippi. Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. If you hadn't seen me in your state, I promise you I done blazed it. Now, Maine and Rhode Island and what other? There's a couple places up north I ain't blazed. You see what I'm saying? I really don't know too many states in the South I ain't touched. Kentucky, I blazed it. Indiana, I blazed it. I blazed all 13, every state in the South. Like what I'm saying, like what I'm trying to figure out, like. So if I didn't touch your state in the Midwest, South, or the East Coast, then I just missed it. Because I really didn't even, like, I spent so much time in Michigan. I counted that as the Midwest. I didn't go to Minnesota. I didn't go to Wisconsin. I didn't go to Missouri. I didn't go to Iowa. I might blaze them states on the way back through Nebraska. I think I'm going to pass Nebraska, Oklahoma. I'm just going to miss them states. Because I'm saying, like, this got to end by the summertime or before. So I want to get in Cali. I was thinking it was a chance that I might have to end up flying to Cali and get the footage, like, with a camera in a Uber. or riding a train. That is a possibility too. That'll make the content even more better. But I'm saying, like, there's a chance that, like, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't even drive, but I know I need to get that way. And I know I'm gonna blaze New York, like, but when I blaze New York, I'm beating my feet. I'm not leaving New York with the camera out. Oh, we going to Maryland now. Oh, we going to Vermont. No, I said the tour was over. The tour is over. I'm not, when I blaze this state, I'm out. I'm going to where I'm going. And where I'm going is my final destination might be, you know what I'm saying, in the Rockies. That boy go out to Colorado. See, I've been to Colorado a million times. I ain't never been with y'all, though. You figure deal that. Bro, I'm out here, bro. It's been 3 hours and 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting close to lunchtime out here on the East Coast. It's 9:30. You know what I'm saying? I missed breakfast. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff to do. I ain't got a stream tomorrow, so... You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get up out of here, though, man, because it's about time to go catch the lunch spot. About 10, I'm going to eat early. I'm so hungry, bro. I'm talking about I'm finna smash, though. I'm finna smash. Man, I appreciate I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Bro, I can't even comment on that. I can't even comment on that. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm going to do, y'all. Hey, look. So look at the pinned message down there. Oh, Timmy. I ain't even going to comment on that. But look, bro, look, y'all, I appreciate y'all showing up, man. Y'all coming and showing ghost love. Y'all always be showing big ghost love, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I said, man, like, I started, bro. This year has been so different for me. It's been a year like I never had a year like this in my entire life. Good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? I started the year 3 months in Texas, bro. I spent so much money in hotels. I wish I had that money back. I spent about $6,000 or more. You know what I'm saying? $5,000-$6,000. That's what I got on, like, to write off. Because that's what I spent. I gave Wyndham like $5,000. Like I'm saying, I gave Priceline and Booking.com, bro. I probably spent $7,000 on a hotel. You know, to stay in a hotel for a month in a suite. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be $2,500 easily, $1,800 to $2,500, depending on the kind of hotel you staying in. You pay $100 a night to stay in a nice hotel. Even if you staying for 30 consecutive days, they'll still charge you that. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to Mississippi, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, I got paid. I told you I went to North Carolina. I had to upgrade my discharge from the military. You know what I'm saying? And then when I came back from North Carolina, I came back to Mississippi. And then from Mississippi, I went to... That's when I started the trip. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I've been out here for a minute, too, since July. This year, this whole year, I've pretty much been on the road. I stopped in Mississippi for 3 years. Been on the road the whole year. I never did nothing like this in my life. I never will again. I'll never be. I'm 45 years old. I'm definitely... I would be considered young by older people. They call me young still, but I feel like I'm middle-aged. You know, I'll start getting health conditions like I am middle-aged. You feel that? So what I'm saying is like, this is the youngest I'm going to be before I start getting old. I'm already starting to get old. I'm an old young person. You feel me? So I feel like this adventure, like this the it for me. You know what I'm saying? Might as well get it in while you can. You only live one time. Real talk. So I decided to do it, man. Big NYC, man. The content from New York City ain't even started. I just went to Manhattan. And I'll be in the Bronx. I go to the Bronx a lot. That being said, I need to get to the Bronx soon. You know what I'm saying? But, I hadn't even went to Brooklyn yet. The Prince of Peace, the majority of the Prince of Peace vlog is going to be filmed in Brooklyn. Besides the parts that, the footage I'm using from previous vlogs. But the majority of the Prince of Peace vlog will be filmed in Brooklyn, New York. We got that Christmas, Brooklyn got that Christmas scene that I'm looking for, for my backdrop. So, yeah, man, hadn't even hit it. New York City, Christmas, New Year's, all that good stuff. And then when all that stuff's over, we get to January, it's going to be time to beat the feet. We beat the feet, though. We going west. It ain't going to be what you think. I might go south first. I might go North Carolina first and then book it. Or I might just go from New York and just book straight back across. Smashley in Illinois, yeah, that's going to be a drop spot. Real talk. And from Illinois, I'm looking at Colorado. And from Colorado, I just chill. I'm just stationary, basically. And then from there, I'm in Cali. Bro, I got a fan, y'all. Y'all want to see it? Real talk. I ain't trying to do that like that, though. I ain't going to hate on her like that, though. I ain't going to be like that, man. She just sitting there smiling, though. You feel me? Like, when I look up, bro, she's smiling at me, though. But I'm different with, like, females. Like, I do different with female. If it was a dude, I might be checking him. Like, he gay. You know what I'm saying? Academics will walk up to her, hey, what's up, man? Try to give him an autograph and stuff. I don't look at myself like I'm famous. I be having people be coming gawking at me like, I don't like this. I'm from a different kind of environment and neighborhood he from. Like, so I don't like that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know you. Like, that's how FBG, they got FBG duck or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? But if it's a female, dog, I don't really fool with females, man. Real talk. Real talk, man. Ask her if she want an autograph, bro. Bro, I'm gonna stop tripping, though, man. I'm gonna start tripping, bro. She probably looking at me like this old clown, dude. But she over there chilling, though. Look, man, though. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, man, so I could beat my feet, man. Listen, I say this every time. I tell y'all this all the time. She pulling off, though, now, though, man. You know what I'm saying? I should have gave the girl an autograph. I should have went and asked her if she need a hug or something, man. She needs some kind of attention or some kind of love. Because I give females love like that, bro, and I could do it without sinning with her. You say sinning. Yeah, sinning. Man, listen, I'm going to get serious, though, and I'm not playing because this is no game, bro. It's dead serious, man. The way people present Jesus Christ means a whole lot, especially this time, Christmas time, Prince of Peace. We getting close to the day that is marked in man's calendars when Jesus was born. People look at Jesus, you start talking about Jesus and God, they start talking funny, they start laughing, they think it's a joke and they think it's a game. And it could be a joke and a game to them all they want to. But what I'm saying is if you represent Jesus and you telling the story right, Jesus came to offer hope to humanity. That's what he does. He offers hope to humanity. Why I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be like, ha, 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 laughing. What is there to laugh about hope? About joy and love. That's what he offered to humanity. He gave humanity a path that man can follow to live in peace in the world that we want to live in. But we have a vision for the world that we want to live in. Right, wrong, or indifferent. We have a vision for the world that we want to live in. And Jesus offers that vision or offers those answers. But we laugh at Jesus and we mock Jesus. And we try to do it our way. And our way has failed since the beginning of mankind. And we looking for an answer, and Jesus has all the answers. Whether you believe that or not, I'm going to tell you this Christmas season, can you open up your mind? Can you stop listening to what the churches and the preachers say and open up your mind? Go to a quiet place to meditate. Open your mind. Meditate on where we came from as humans. What's going to happen to you when you die, your soul. Meditate on that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say meditate on that, because, bro, I know some people so broken, you can't just go up to some people and tell them about Jesus and they receive Jesus. Some people, it's a process. It was with me. It was a process. If the preacher would have just came up to me and preached Jesus and would have walked off, I would have went to hell. I'm saying he had to come preach Jesus and he had to come back and he had it ain't funny. But I'm saying you got to understand that when you're trying to reach people, you got to realize that it could be a press. Some people so broken, they not going to get it when you just tell them one time. I had a homeboy, and I'm finna get on down. If I call his name, he probably watched the stream sometimes. He would know. I had my homeboy, and my homeboy, he didn't believe in God. He didn't believe in Jesus. He was a complete atheist. And I go to him today, and he'll be talking about the universe. And then, like, he'd be saying God sometimes. He'd start slipping. He was around me too much. And this one, I wasn't even a Christian. You know what I'm saying? A positive influence. So I tell him about, I believe in Jesus, bro. That I believe that strongly. When you die, you need to die believing in something, faith and hope. You don't understand the power of the mind. So when I die, what I'm going to die believing in? Oh, I was a good person. I don't know if that plays on the other side. You say, what's on the other side? You don't know. You don't know either. You want to take a chance? You got to die believing in something. You're going to be believing in Muhammad. You're going to be believing in Jesus. You're going to be believing in something. What you going to die believing in yourself? I chose Jesus. I choose Jesus, man. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Jesus is the only person who said, he's the only one that said he died for somebody's sins. Who else said that? Hare Krishna never said he died for somebody's sins. Jesus the only one who said that. He the only one who could offer you salvation. I believe that. Some people, we live in a Christian society in America, so a lot of people are Christians because that's how you get the money in America. Man, Dami stepped away from but he did. Man, Dami stepped away from being a Christian, but that's something new. He's something different. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's something that we working on and we trying to, like, but that's not something that it was. It wasn't like that before. He's a difference, but even President Obama, you know, I'm a Christian. Like, they all got to be, whether Catholic, Protestant, Baptist, Presbyterian, nothing matters. It's a Christian. You know what I'm saying? So some people are like, they, you know, because that's the cool thing to do. You go to church and take your children, and that ain't the Christianity I'm talking about. I'm talking about a Christianity that's real, man. That you live every single day, believing, dying, worshiping in the real God, believing in the real Jesus Christ. That's the Christianity I'm talking about. All I could do, man, all I'm going to do, y'all, like, so on Sunday and on Tuesday, we going to do religious streams. I got high hopes for these streams, especially it being Christmas time. You know, I want everybody to come in here. We all have a conversation. We all have discussions. However they feel, they put it in the chat. Arguments, debates about religion, about God, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, man, like, I feel like I really do, man. It's hard for me to express that in words, though, man. I just feel like if people just gave Jesus a chance, what the enemy has done, he has came and he has made Jesus uncool or unpopular. Like Jesus got to be cool or popular. He's taking a preacher, he's taking some kind of spiritual leader, and he's played with your mind and gave you a reason to hate on him or hate on the church to make you think that Jesus or God is unattainable. God will meet you where you at. Jesus, he ready right now to meet you where you at, to offer you hope and a new life. I don't know no other. There ain't no other person I met that offered me hope like Jesus. Barack Obama offered hope to America, but he didn't offer it like Jesus did. Not like Jesus. Nah, there's no other name under heaven given among men whereby you must be saved. You might think that I'm a overly religious, but the people that know me know I'm not a religious person. I ain't been to church in I don't know how long. It's not about church. It's not about a preacher. It ain't about none of that. If I could just present that to you in a way that no one else is for, to where I could go sit down from Elon, across from Elon, he might not believe in God, or he might, I don't know. But I'm saying to have that conversation with an intellectual like that in a way to where he's not casting doubt or making fun of Jesus. Christians get so mad about how we are picked on across the world and persecuted, but I think it's the way that we present Jesus sometimes. It allows for us to get picked on. You don't present Jesus in a way that it could cause blasphemy to his name. That's what it's about. If I could present it to him in a way to make you understand how much he really loves you and he cares about you, because he does. Yeah, God disciplines people too, and he's a judge. You know how judges are. Judges do hard work. They put people in jail. Yeah, God disciplines people. He is a judge first. He's a creator first, and he's a judge in the end. But I'm saying in the end, the Bible says there's a new heaven and a new earth. You either believe it or you don't. You either gonna live in paradise with God for eternity or you not. The Bible says in Revelations, but there are those who are outside the gates of the new heaven and the new earth. I want to be inside the gates. And the one way that you could be sure you're gonna be inside those gates is to have the one who has the keys to those gates. His name is Jesus Christ, man. Man, I love y'all, man. I thank y'all. Like, it's just that time, y'all. Prince of Peace. He is the Prince of Peace, man. You want peace in your heart. You want peace in your soul, man. You get that through Jesus, bro. He's the Prince of Peace. Yes, sir. Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Y'all, I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I wake up every day. Y'all, some of y'all know the situation I'm in, how hard it could be, how difficult it could be. It don't matter. I wake up every single day, regardless of what I'm going through. I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. For all of y'all who watched this after it was pre-recorded or you watching it right now, I appreciate the donations from you guys last month. You know what I'm saying? Have a pretty good Christmas this year. You know what I'm saying, guys? I won't be live tomorrow. I got some personal stuff to handle. You know what I'm saying? Got to start working on my health and everything like that. But I will see you guys, though, definitely on Thursday morning at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. And I'll see you guys on Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern. Y'all go get Jasmine Crockett, man, or get her staffers and tell her to come tap in with us on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I really want to see Miss Crockett become the next senator from the state of Texas. I know Governor Abbott and them. My dogs, though. I love Governor Abbott. Jasmine, my baby, though. Hey, y'all, that's my time, man. I love every last one of y'all, man. Jesus love y'all, man. I'll see y'all Thursday morning, man. Don't never forget, Jesus love you, bro. Regardless of what you go through and the lowest that you could get in your life, forget any man. Forget me. Forget your mama. Forget everybody. Somebody donating as I'm going off. Pasty Boo, thank you so much, sweetheart. But y'all don't never forget that Jesus loves you, man.
He loves you with his whole heart. You don't have to be perfect. That's the mistake that we made as a church, is because we were trying to make it like you got to be perfect to meet Jesus. He is a perfect God. But Jesus will meet you where you at, wherever you are in your hog pen, wherever you going through. Jesus is there for you, man. I'm not no preacher. He waiting on you. The enemy gonna tell the preacher to tell you something that Jesus is waiting on you right now. He died to save your soul from hell. He loves you. He want a relationship with you. You ain't the thief on the cross ain't never stepped his foot in one church, not one church. The thief on the cross ain't never stepped his foot in one church. You don't have to go to church to go to heaven, man. I'm trying to help to make sure you have a home in heaven when you die. Jesus love you, man. He love all of us, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the heart. Like, I think about somebody like Charlie Kirk, though. You know what I'm saying? The heart that, and he going around, he was talking about Jesus, man. Jesus love us, bro, so much. Stuff I can't express. Like, I know how much he love us, bro. I know how much he love us. The stuff people mean to us for our harm, God is not a man. The Bible says that God said heaven is higher than the earth, so is God's ways higher than your ways. He's not a man. You know what I'm saying? That's my time, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thursday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, y'all. See y'all.